যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি আলো না ধরে, ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে, যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে, তবে বজ্রানলে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে। একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।
Hi guys, thank you for joining the live stream. And yes, Rishabh gets me. He's saying on time jihad today. Yes. Excuse me. It's a hilarious reason why I'm sneezing. Why I just sneezed. I'm changing the FUD of my Quitchy Flow. It's not exactly a vape. It doesn't have nicotine. It doesn't have tobacco. It doesn't have anything. It just has this something named FUD. It's just a sort of a piece of cotton soaked in plant-based essential oils. तो उसका जो स्मेल आया उससे ही मुझे थोड़ा स्नीज आ गया. इतना बढ़िया मजेदार फ्लेवर है इसका. क्या नाम है इसका? इंटेंस क्रेविंग. बहुत सारे फ्लेवर्स फ्री मिलता है इस क्विची फ्लो के साथ. Beautiful. Vape is bad period. Yes, this is not a vape. It doesn't have nicotine. It doesn't have any chemicals. It doesn't have electricity. I'm not charging it. It's called an artificial breathing device. There's no smoke coming out of my mouth. Kaladin is saying nice song. Oh, thank you. Hindu Vichar Dhara Didi, thank you for joining us. Shayak is saying someone remembered you. Lol. Gautam, Jai Shri Ram. This really does get the blood pumping. Oh, you mean the music? Yes. Thank you. Someday we'll have to release this. Hello, Retrowave. Any Zoomers here? Online milta hai? I need to stop smoking. Yeah. I think you get it only online. I bought it from their website only. This e-cigarette looks like a whistle they gave you, when you went to take police vaccine. Yeah. But if you are a heavy smoker, then it probably won't work. You'll get a spirometer, will increase lung. So today's audience interaction is going to be on the usual topics we discuss, like caste, free markets, Bengal politics, and fitness, health, etc. The way we are going to do this is I'm going to check out all the questions in the live chat chronologically. I'll go one by one. Super chats will be prioritized, obviously, because capitalism is destroying our lives. And people who are official paid members of the channel, I've shared the link for the members. I've made a post which is only visible to members, where the joining link of this stream is given. Okay, they can join the link and talk in the stream directly. The language is English and or Hindi, whichever language you are more comfortable in, whichever language you'll stammer less. And it's mainly done so that people who absolutely hate me and hate our channel, they won't fuck up the stream somehow. That's why it's a membership only feature for the ones who want to join the stream directly. And someday I'll make it more exclusive so that we are safer. Dada, science journey opore kichu bolo. I don't follow that channel. I think they are your run-of-the-mill liberal atheist people who are pretty much commies, but these days they won't admit to being commies because they'll have to carry the baggage of Cuba, Soviet Union, etc. Because हमारे राइट विंग ट्रोल आर्मी बहुत हरामी है. जो कोई भी थोड़े बहुत मतलब राइट लेफ्ट ऑफ सेंटर क्या पकड़ लिया उसको बोलते हैं तो क्यूबा में क्या हुआ था. दिस इज गुड स्टफ. वी मस्ट पुश बैक दिस हार्ड ओनली. Is this video interaction to? Yes, yes. Bye bye HV. Oh, अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है. They are neo Buddhist. अच्छा, they are neo Buddhist. I see. But you see, neo Buddhist का से तुम्हारा मतलब तो है कि the Dumontian view of caste, right? कि अकेले ब्राह्मणों ने बहुत सालों से and same lineage of people who were Brahmins, whose family was Brahmin forever and ever and ever. Those families have been the only oppressors and have done all kinds of oppressions on everyone else in the whole of the country, etc. That kind of view you mean, right? That's the mainstream view in politics. Even every political party, BJP, Congress, CPIM, everyone believes that only, which is a lie to begin with. By the way, today I went to Deepda's house. He gifted me a bunch of nice books from his actually his father's collection. It was a huge honor. But I'll discuss this book first and foremost very soon, called Interrogating Caste by Dipankar Gupta, who points out that where's the hierarchy? This caste is higher up here, the same caste is lower down somewhere else, etc. Okay. And there are other people to prove that it doesn't even have anything to do with Hinduism, etc. Okay, Mr. Sociologist is asking, when will you read the paper on Dumo? Yes, he has sent me a fascinating paper where a scholar has tried to get into, to put it crassly, how did Dumo lose his mind? Where and how did he get things wrong? Okay. Okay, let's check the comments now. Okay, so for my visual comfort's sake and convenience sake, just use the hashtag ask. Okay, then it's easier to track specifically the questions. Retrowave is asking, Dada, kindly tell us, how can artists or entrepreneurs in Bengali family culture break out of the cycle of school, college, job, marriage, death? They can't. The only thing they can do to contribute to a situation where they can do these things or break out of this situation is promote free market ideas everywhere they set their foot in, or vote for the party which is closest to something resembling a free market. Only then will they have the privilege to not be stuck in the cycle of school, college, job, marriage, college, job, marriage, and death. Without disposable income, okay, without some extra comfort, privilege, and cash, how will you break the cycle? Okay, how will you break out of this? Is it any coincidence that not too many Bangals have been celebrities in any field? Is it a coincidence that whichever Bangals have done something big in their lives, it's mainly Brahmins, both those castes, who have either economic privilege or cultural capital? Okay, why is it only from the post 90s generations that Bangals who are lower caste or middle castes, they are doing something, let's say, significant or celebrity like things in their lives? Is that a coincidence? No, because in the previous generations, their fathers and their grandfathers had to just barely survive somehow. Okay, so free market will solve this problem, nothing else. So I answered Mr. Sociologist's question. Your views on science journey? Yes. Dada, why don't Mr. Sociologist use some software to change voice? Do you think there will be many disturbances on 6th April in West Bengal? KKR match has been shifted. If it has been shifted, then probably there won't be too much violence anymore. But I am expecting something to go wrong, because everyone's pissed off. Everyone wants to prove their identity the toughest. One side is not going to take things lying down anymore. Some people and one side thinks that whatever ground we have gained for all these decades, that's being lost now, and this state is the last battleground which we need to protect. So no one's really going to back the fuck down. So I'm expecting bad stuff. Avinav is asking, do you think commies are a little bit afraid of or ashamed to confess that they are commies? Yes, Avinav. I think a large part of leftists and commies today are. For the people who are actually well-read commies, they are still not ashamed, because they know their arguments are here, and Soviet Union, etc., Cuba. These mortal temporal realm examples are here. They live in the ecclesiastical realm of Marxism as their religion, their Lord and Savior, sole Lord and Savior being Karl Marx. He is the one true economist. There can be no other economist. So, who is shouting? Is it a human or a dog? I fucking live in Baskerville or what? So, but everyone else, all other leftists, they are a bit apprehensive these days. They don't want the dhabba of commies because of the baggage of Soviet Union, Cuba, Venezuela, Mori Jhapi, sab maro muh pe, all of that. Can we meet your dog? No, today I closed the door from inside and he's roaming about in the other floors and on the stairs. শুভজিৎ বলছে একটা বড় সিংহ 10খানা হায়না যদি সেকুলার বাড়ি সেকুলারবাদী যা কোয়েশ্চেনটা কোথায় গেল? এই হঠাৎ হঠাৎ করে স্ক্রোলটা না ঘাপলা হয়। ওয়েট ওয়েট একটা বড় সিংহকে 10খানা হায়না জাতিবাদী, সায়েন্সবাদী, সেকুলারবাদী, বিজেপি, হিন্দুবাদী এটসেট্রা দিয়ে অ্যাটাক করায় যাতে ইউনাইট হয়ে বিজেপিকে ভোট না দেয়। শুভজিৎ, পুরোটা বুঝতে পারিনি, আরেকটু ইলাবোরেট করে যদি আরেকবার গুছিয়ে বলো তাহলে ধরতে পারছি। আমি একটু মানে কনফিউজ হয়ে গেছি যে কোনটা কে কাকে এটা করছে, অনেক বড় মেটাফর তো। Buddhadev is asking, are we bringing Mr. Sociologist back? Yeah, somehow or the other. He doesn't want to. Maybe someday, let's see. Or maybe when his career is more secured, maybe few years from now. Oh, yes, Hindu Vichardhara Didi. I saw it a few days back that they are doing it. Yeah, interesting. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not a sadist, but yes, these are sometimes necessary. How are you convinced about Islamophobia? How were you convinced about Islamophobia? Good question. When you were a leftist. Even I was at one time socialist but nationalist too, but never Islamist apologist. Good question. Let me think. It's not a ready answer that I have in my mind. Let me just think back on my childhood a little. I think there was no real evidence that convinced me, okay? It was all the time every celebrity, every intellectual I looked up to who were just babbling it like a mantra that yes, there is Islamophobia, yes, Muslims are under attack. So you are a child growing up in a liberal commie household, friend circle, family circle, everything, and everyone you look up to is going around saying this thing like a mantra. So what are we going to do? I believed it for those reasons. Very kind of you to answer my question. Yes. Tell us something about how you started your musical journey, and especially tell us about how you learned sound engineering and about its technical parts. I mean, what one needs to learn for sound. I got into music. Why did I get into music? I had always wanted to become a film director up until I realized it takes a lot of money to become a film director, or to do films and be in that scene and stuff. And it also takes a lot of money to get into SRFTI. Those were the things I realized after doing my ICSE, or just about before ICSE, I think. Then my second favorite ambition was to become a journalist, and I'll do music on the side. Then I decided to become a musician fully, I think, after ICSE. So I loved music always. My mom listened to Rabindra Sangeet all day. I was brought up on a healthy diet of Nochiketa and Anjan Datta somehow, because my mom's friends from JU were all fans of those people. Even though my mom did not like those artists themselves, she thought, but I guess this is the music of the next generation. So I'll just have my son listen to those cool people as well. That's how I got introduced to them. For some reason, she didn't introduce me to Kobi Shuman, and I'm really grateful, because even after growing up, I don't really like Kobi Shuman, because his music is not that musically rich. Some of it is really good stuff, but it's mainly I think message based, his music. But Nochiketa has different kinds of various diverse fun arrangements. Anjan Datta was very different from whatever else was happening in Bengal back then. And then I go to study in a convent school. A whole other world opens up to me. And then the Bangla rock revolution happens. Obviously, people in Bengal know what I'm talking about. I'm mainly describing it to the people outside Bengal as well. Then I took up guitar in class 9, specifically to join Cactus. It was my dream that one day I'll play in Cactus. And coincidentally, I used to go to Cactus's vocalist's house, Shiduda, once or twice in a month, just to hang out as fanboys with the vocalist of my then band. And then coincidentally, right after I bought the guitar, I never got a chance to visit his house again. Just ऐसे ही time नहीं हुआ. I couldn't even show him my guitar and stuff. So then the Fossils 2 album was pushing the envelope so hard that everyone sort of sat up and thought differently about music and making music, and decided, no man, what the hell is this? How about we also make something like this? And Fossils 2, since it had the heaviest Bengali Bengali song of all time in that album, Acid, everyone started to listening to heavy music because of that. At the same time, Linkin Park comes into the scene. So I become a guitarist. I'm a guitarist in a metal band up until 2013. In 2011 or 12, I start learning sound engineering, which I found really interesting. When my band went to the guitarist of What Escapes Me, Shayan Ghosh, to do a demo recording of our band, I found the procedure really fascinating. So I started learning sound engineering from Ritobroto Kaur, who's he's, I think, one of the three best sound engineers in Eastern India, along with What Escapes Me, is guitarist, and someone called Shubham Moitro, who also works regularly in Tollywood, is the guitarist of the band Chronic Zone. And Shayanda of What Escapes Me is also the live sound engineer for Shomlata. He has done many arrangements and production for Shomlata as well. Some of the best songs by Shomlata were mixed and produced by him. So I learned sound engineering from him, like a tuition on weekends. Okay, I learned sound engineering from him for 2 years, and in 2016 I got into music arrangement and stuff. Before that, I was just planning to be a mix engineer. Bands will record with me, I'll set up the tones and mix it and stuff. So your second part of the question is more interesting. What one needs to learn for sound? A base or an interest in physics is an extra benefit, I think. I was not allowed to study science in my ISC classes because I sucked really hard at chemistry, but I really liked physics. So whatever love I had for physics, that came into help when I started learning sound engineering a little. But you need to learn how sound operates, reacts, what's the difference between audio and sound, okay? How sound travels, etc. Those kinds of things are necessary. Why mix? Why mix a song? Because let's say you have one bucket and you need to fill 10 people inside the bucket, okay, but there's place only for, let's say, 2 people. So you need to chop off the hands of some guys, chop off the head of some guys, chop off the legs of some guys, and fit all of them here. So mixing is like that. You can't keep every instrument that you can hear in equal volume, okay, nor can you just control the volume and your work is done. No, you'll have to highlight some frequencies from some instruments and ignore some frequencies from some instruments, because not all frequencies of all instruments are important in a song, really. So those kinds of stuff. That's sound engineering. Have you read Dostoevsky? Yes, I have. Yes. That despite having some similarities between Bihar and UP, why BJP wasn't able to create government at their own? Conspiracy theory time. Should I say these conspiracy theories out loud? Damn. Wait, see, first and foremost, there was someone called Yogi Adityanath in UP. There wasn't someone called Yogi Adityanath in Bihar. And secondly, I think Yogi Adityanath has a lot of support from a lot of different kinds of people from all over the world. Was chat of was that symbol? Was chat or message of following Savarkar advice to meet a Bengali girl? Matched with one yesterday, and she told me we had matched earlier, and I ghosted her. How to proceed? Was follow? Wait, what is this sentence supposed to mean? Following Savarkar advice to meet a Bengali girl. Oh, okay. Matched with one yesterday, and she told me we had matched earlier, and I ghosted her. Why did you ghost her? Oh, you ghosted her the last time. Okay, I'm giving relationship advice now. Holy shit. अब सावरकर ने बोल ही दिया है तो योग ईगो swallow करके आगे बढ़ ही लीजिए। कार्ल मार्क्स की आत्मा है। साइंसवादी होते की प्रॉब्लम भाई। Oh, he means obviously that the anti-Hindu, anti-Indian people who claim to be science-vadi, who kick all science out of the window when you question vaccines, or specifically vaccines that are made in 6 fucking months. ওনার কি কিছু হয়েছে? হি ইজ টকিং অ্যাবাউট মিস্টার সোশ্যোলজিস্ট। না, কিছু হয়নি। ওনাকে একজন চিনতে পেরে গেছে রেস্টুরেন্টে, তাই উনি একটু বেশি চাপ নিচ্ছেন এখন ওনার ক্যারিয়ার ব্যাপারে, যে এবার আরো একাডেমিকরাও যদি চিনতে পেরে যায় এভাবে গলা ফলা শুনে, তাহলে তো ক্যারিয়ার খুবই চাপ হয়ে যাবে। ডু ইউ ওয়াচ ভিয়েতনামিজ অ্যান্ড চাইনিজ কমিউনিস্ট ভিডিওস? নো, I watch them, and the points they make, if are done by RSS and others, the Indian left will declare them Nazi or fascist. I have watched some old Bengali commie propaganda films, and I had watched one Chinese Maoist propaganda film in a film festival in Presidency. I felt like puking, because even when I was a leftist, I could tell, even when I was absolutely on board with everything leftist, I could not stand that fucking movie, because all I could see was propaganda was being prioritized over the art. Horrible 1.5 hours of my life. When will we have a better law and order in our country, especially after Nagpur-like incidences? Are the illegal business dealings of politicians stopping them from reforming police? A lot of it, a lot of that is also the case, and a lot of Christian morality, sympathy, sentimentality, those are also important for our politicians. For those reasons, I think Yogi, I think, has so far shown to be above all this. So the most simple and crass answer would be that our law and order will get better when Yogi Adityanath becomes the PM. Why don't we change? Yeah. Azada, are you religious? I don't think it's right for me to call myself religious, because I don't follow almost any ritual except chanting Kal Bhairavashtakam every day after bath or while bathing right before the live stream, even when I'm not doing live streams. And no, on the days I don't do live streams, I think, yeah, I miss some days. Most days I do it. And some days when my day is going really disciplined and chalked out, I do the 108 times japa of Om Bhairava Nama as well. How much do you earn from music? Not enough to have fuck you money and leave Bengal and give more gali on YouTube. I wanted to share my Cambodia trip experience with you folks. Yeah, you are the member, right? I was listening to Dosh Food by Food today. It was so touching. Yeah, Kobi Shuman is a DI file gayok. Shobete leftist metaphor. Kobi Shuman, it's too much. Bhoiragata is saying, just bought a chai samosa from Uran Cafe to celebrate socialism. Lol. Don't you think if Netaji files are released and it's confirmed about that Gumnami Baba was Netaji, there will be a switch of heroes, and also people will never trust government? Yeah, it will be great if that happens. I think they are not still releasing it for either of two reasons. One, that there is something to demean Netaji as well, some truths that the country will not like, or they are saving it, or Narendra Modi or BJP is saving it for maybe when the straits are more dire and they need a desperate trump card to win elections. For those days, probably. No question, why are leftists such good artists? Why the right makes dumpy art? It's a class and cultural capital problem mainly. People who are from backgrounds which, it's not really a class problem at all, because rich right wingers also make horseshit art. So people with cultural capital and a diverse set of cultural capitals, because you can't have just one kind of cultural capital, which is, let's say, your Hinduness, and just become a good artist based on that. Art only works, and being a good artist only works if you take influences from diverse stuff. So people who had that kind of lifestyle or privilege, or use that privilege to do that kind of diverse lifestyle, were only mainly Bengalis and leftists, etc. Since they hated everything about their country and loved the music of their country at least, they thought it's a cultural fuck you to the trads and the conservatives that I listen to so much diverse stuff. तो फक यू के लिए बोलते बोलते करते करते ही बहुत बड़ा उनका म्यूजिक एंड आर्ट कंजम्पशन का टेस्ट बन गया, जिसकी वजह से उनका आर्ट बेटर भी हो गया. And right wingers were happy with their money, their culture, their puja part. They didn't have these big questions about society, what's happening to our country, etc. And it's a completely psychological phenomenon. It's the case everywhere. Everywhere, right wingers are worse at art than commies. And Jordan Peterson has this idea, which I'm inclined to believe because he's a very credentialed psychologist as well, about why it's usually progressives who are better at art. It's because their lives are a little more chaotic. And since they are progressive about everything else, they think things beyond what is right now, and which is a basic prerequisite for being a good artist. Because let's say you are happy with every song that you hear, then why the fuck would you make a new song? Okay, every piece of art is a fuck you to something or someone. Okay, it doesn't have to be a conscious fuck you, it doesn't have to be a social message, but you are definitely making a song to be either make a better song than someone or make a song which is as good as someone, which means, remember the translation for viveka means discrimination. When you say that someone's music is really that awesome, which makes you sit up and do music, you mean it means you consider a lot of people's music really bad. So in that kind of value judgment, people become artists or musicians and stuff. But it's a whole lot of chaotic lifestyle and at least mindset even, for which they have those conflicts in their mind, which helps them progress, and they are progressive. Therefore, they just don't know when to stop. Some do. Some people are crazy. Conservatives, meanwhile, are the bureaucrats of the society. I don't mean professional bureaucrats. I mean the way. Let's think of the concept of bureaucracy philosophically. Okay, imagine there's a huge revolution, change. There's a big disruption economically, or even if it's a cultural revolution or a revolution in a music genre, any drastic change. Okay, when that change happens, that change was brought in by the fucking crazy progressives. Okay, but if the results were really juicy and good, when people want that result and the fruits of that result to go on, or want that system to go on, or want that particular way of filmmaking to go on, or want that particular way of music making to go on, then the bureaucracy comes in. People who are good at sustaining things, they just want the system to remain well-oiled and keep making it happen and happen. So conservatives are usually from bureaucratic thinking and bureaucratic families, not professionally bureaucrat, people who think like this, because that is how you conserve things. You call yourself a conservative. You don't create, you conserve. So if you conserve and don't create, you're not going to be a very good artist. R.I.P. Chester Bennington. Yes. How can we counter constant disinformation by establishment historians who still keep monkey balancing the role of Islamic colonization? Online debates, trolling, memes, depending on your position, of course. If you're in academia, write papers. Even if you're outside academia, write articles and send them to Up India, Swaraj, etc. What was and is your thought on Netaji death mystery as an ex-commie and libertarian? I turned an economic right-winger in 2018. I turned a Hindutwadi in 2021. I turned a pro-Gumnami Baba theory guy in 2013. Did you ever do literal idol worship of any communist icon? No. Vande Mataram. But in writing, you can read some anti-commie works, dystopian stuffs, Ayn Rand and all those hit different. Have you seen Up India English debate on caste with Ashish Dhar, JSD Arihant? When did this come out? Are? Wait, let me check. Ashish Dhar, JSD Arihant and Harsh. Holy shit. When did this happen? Which channel, by the way? Up India English channel. Fuck. How did these guys even, let's say yes to a debate like this? This is fascinating. unless I'm misunderstanding something. Long time ago, 3-4 months back. What the hell? Wait, I'll go back to the old question. And let me check the video. अरे ये आज तक पता ही नहीं था, ये तो मुझे immediately ढूंढना पड़ेगा. Anand Ranganathan, Ashish Dhar. No. Who all did you mention? Ashish Dhar, JSD, Arihant. Fuck. Genesis of Caste, Contemporary Discrimination and the Way Forward. Holy cow. 3-4 years back. भाई ये क्यों नहीं देखा मैंने आज तक? Damn. Jesai Deepak. Who's this Ravi guy? Who's Ravi? ये तो अर्जेंटली, अरे भोसरी वालों, आज तक ये किसी ने रेकमेंड काहे नहीं किया? हर्ष मधुसूदन, अरिहंत, आशीष धर. फक, ये तो इमीडिएटली देखना पड़ेगा. लेट्स सी, मंडे probably. Many years. Okay. Yeah, next question. Let's see. Have you ever thought of starting a song cover project and then putting them on different social media platforms and eventually releasing your own album? Let me know that. I've done many covers from my channel. Many covers of Anupam Roy. You are a subscriber on the channel, right? I have many covers, and I've done many covers of some Kannada songs as well. I don't have any interest right now in doing more covers. Whenever I get time to do my own music again, the next project I'll be taking up is the epic orchestral version of a Kal Bhairav Ashtakam. Ask, are you trying to improve your Bengali, like able to read Bengali at subtitle speed? I don't have any problem with Bengali reading. I grew up mainly on Bengali books, no? I can read Bengali as fast as anyone else can. But my Bengali is not that great because of reading in an ISC board school. So I would not be able to speak Bengali like maybe who? You all don't know anyone, of course, Bengali. So yeah, if I was reading Bonkim, I would have some trouble because his Bengali is almost Sanskrit. If I'm reading Bomkesh and stuff, I don't have any problem. Savarkar ko Bengali goth, yeah. Does the BJP even care about Eastern India, or do they think that it's already too late? Gone case. In that case, what about border safety at least? I don't think they have given up on the East. For various reasons. One is that it's Narendra Modi's plan to make something out of Bengal, Kolkata at least, make it a hub of sorts for different kinds of businesses. It has really juicy geography, no? That they want. They want the 42 seats, especially if they want to keep Yogi Adityanath in check, who I think has some detractors in the RSS BJP ranks. It's my personal conspiracy theory. Don't be too serious about it, but I have a hunch. And so if they don't want to rely on Yogi for the seats in 2029, then you absolutely need Bengal. So I don't think they are unbothered about Bengal. They just have other game plans in their minds. Man Sharma is like a Rothbardian extremist. I see. I'll have to check these guys out. Introducing white collar crime for politicians in India, stock trades and lobbyists. Stop this hawker logo say 5,000. Hello, I'm new to your channel. Welcome, fun. Hope you have a lot of fun. A reason I'm asking about language is because you have to defeat leftists in Indian languages, and that too, as much as pure Bengali, give them no place. It's a very, very correct thing you are saying, but I don't think I'm that good in Bengali. I have no problem with speed and stuff or reading, but my Bengali is just, I think, above average, above the ISC board levels. Okay, I'm better in English than all my ISC board friends. That's all I can say. Except two, I think. Two of my friends are better than me in Bengali probably, but everyone else, all my class batchmates, etc., I'm better than them. But that doesn't cut it for the people who are truly great in Bengali. तो वो मुझसे नहीं होगा. Moisturize your elbows, lol. All my girlfriends keep saying this, and to all of them I keep saying moisturization is for pussies. I have no science to back up that claim, but it's just my vibe. কবি সুমনের কেসটা কি? He just got too pissed off with society for voting for BJP and stuff. He just hates BJP with all his guts. Meet Abhishek Prakash, BTech from IIT Roorkee, cleared UPSC, CAC with Air 8, became IAS, DM of Lucknow, Aligarh became CEO of UP Investment, demanded 5% commission for setting solar plant and facing suspension. यही तो है एक लाइफ साइकिल. সোল কানেক্টে পরমব্রতর পডকাস্টটা দেখো দাদা. কি বলেছে হাতি ঘোড়া কিছু বলেছে না বোর হব বিরক্ত হব? It's slowly changing, mate. Well, talking about right wing making good movies, aren't the American made war movies and all like Apocalypse Now of early times and Top Gun from now well made? Is it more about Avinav? It's a very good question, but your premise is a little wrong. Your premise is that they were right wingers who were making those movies. No. Back then, America was such a center right country, or way more right than today's center right. No, I think it would be fair to say that today's right wing is what their liberals were back then. That's why they were making those movies. Okay, because not even the liberals, Democrats had a problem with those movies. They never protested against those movies. They never boycotted those movies. They never said, what is this right wing propaganda? They thought, yes, this movie is a nice movie about my country. I'm proud of my country. Why have a problem with this? Okay, so it was still the crazies, progressives. Progressive is a loaded political term, but comparatively progressive and let's say chaotic people who were making those movies. It wasn't disciplined farm boys who go to church on Sundays and work from Monday to Friday evening with their fathers who were making those movies. They had some of them have had that kind of childhood, but they went out of it and then ended up becoming filmmakers. Openness versus conscientiousness. Yes, bro. Yes, exactly. When will you react more to Jonathan B? When will you react to Alex O'Connor and unsolicited advice? Very soon, next week. Don't you think the social science subject is itself left-leaning? I don't know any celebrated rightist sociologist in the world, and Chinese sociology is from its culture purely. Yes. Sociology as a subject started out like that. And see, it's a sort of a handicap of sociology or social science in general. It's trying to observe, analyze society, get down to brass tacks, boil things down to what is and what are the facades, what is it really, etc. Okay, now which category can we throw all these things I described in? It is someone who is not really a conservative. A conservative is happy with the society. Why does he need to analyze? Observe, okay? Read the Bible, हो गया. बाइबल में बोला है ये करो, जिंदगी चल रहा है ठीक से. एनालाइज करके कोई प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग का क्या फायदा है? So it's going to be anti-conservative to begin with always. Now, if you are a conservative or even a patriot who is progressive, nationalist who is a progressive, then in today's scenario, I think we can use sociology to nationalist ends. We have to be intelligent enough for that. If you were not born in India, where would you rather be born? काहे कितना controversial प्रश्न पूछते हैं भैया. Let me have a sip of coffee before I lose some subscribers. As a Bengali guy or as a nationality of that whichever other country I'm going to name. If I was not a Bengali, I would want to be born and raised in a Scottish small town. If I was white, not Bengali, or Texas. If I was a white guy. Ever thought of helping out the RSS VHP in relief work, donations, etc.? Absolutely not. Maybe financially someday. not directly. দাদা বাংলায় শাক্ত দর্শন এবং তন্ত্র নিয়ে আর কোনো বইয়ের রিভিউ দিলে ভালো হয়। আমার কাছে বেশ কয়েকটা অপশন আছে, মহাবিদ্যা পুরাণ, শাক্ত দর্শন, দশ মহাবিদ্যা, অর্ঘদীপ্ত কর। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, বইটার ব্যাপারে দেখেছি। In Bengali, I have not discussed those things. Let me finish my English books on these topics first. If you had to mention one Bengali politician who has most libertarian view, Buddhadev Agarwal. That's hardly libertarian. Yogi is an anti-RSS guy. He's a Nath Sampradaya guy. Back in the day, RSS was at loggerheads with All India Ramrajya Parishad of that time. Both were part of Hindu Mahasabha. RSS was more left. Ramrajya Parishad is the one by Karpatri Maharaj, right? So we can't equate that with Nath Sampradaya, obviously. But yes, RSS has been at loggerheads with many Hindu organizations. But yes, Yogi is an anti. I don't know if he is anti-RSS, but I believe a lot of RSS people are anti-Yogi. And a lot of BJP people are anti-Yogi. Did anyone watch Khaki Bengal Files? No, I'll have to watch it someday. I love the director. Bihar was ceded to Nitish by BJP during Atalji's time. Can you make videos or streams about nutrition and exercise? I find your arguments good, but I don't know where to start. No, Gautam, I should not do that because I'm not a certified trainer or a doctor or a nutritionist, okay? So you must never listen to my advice. And I'm only sharing what I did, what I worked, what worked for me. I did my own research. You can also check out many nutritionists and stuff, and always consult your physician. Teko Shuman atto patta paye keno? Naka Bengali naka moke proshroy deয়. Well, it's a good question. I think I'd like to reframe your question. Why does Kobi Shuman get more patta or bhav or let's say importance and respect than Nachiketa and Anjan Datta? First, Anjan Datta has always been sort of a dudh bhat in the industry. Only time people think of or speak of Anjan Datta in really seriously respectable terms is when they want to discuss his works with Mrinal Sen. So proximity to power works, right? So Mrinal Sen is the elitist of elite in the history of Bengali art and culture. And Anjan Datta, you know, the guy who otherwise only sings with guitar, obsesses over Darjeeling, talks about Bangla rock, etc. Even that guy has worked with Mrinal Sen. That's his source of power. But there are true fans of Anjan Datta like me, of course, but we are not the majority at all. Nachiketa used to be very respected for his fuck you to CPIM, but lost a lot of respect when he became a pro Trinamool guy. And more importantly, Nachiketa was not that overtly and only, let's say, single-mindedly political like Kobi Shuman was. And everyone in Bengal likes commie politics, so everyone likes Kobi Shuman because all his stuff is commie politics. And sometimes talking and writing about Indian classical music, him praising some classical musician or the other. Some of his compositions are really great. So popularity of Kobi Shuman over Nachiketa and Anjan Datta shows you that Bengalis like politics more than music. And the deputy CM Sushil Modi was basically Nitish's pet. Oh my god. Kubrick, Oliver Stone made left-leaning war movies, right? Top Gun was a recruitment ad for US Navy. Yes, but they were not right-wingers who made it. Compliment, giving props to Bengalis. I was trying to find some right-wing channels that do Marathi and Hindi content like yours. Any recommendations? Oh, I see. Not a politics question. Have you heard Nei Tumi or Ager Maton, and how much are you excited about Kill Bill Society? I'm not at all excited about any Bengali film made by any Tollywood guy except Shiva Prasad and Nandita these days. I believe in my personal heart, in my heart personally, as my conspiracy theory, that Srijit does not really care about his Bengali projects anymore because the budget is so fucking low. You can't give anyone too much time to do their job properly, whether it's the musicians or the script writers, etc. So this is just his day job he's earning some money from. His real heart and soul is in the Hindi web series that he does. So I'm not looking forward to Kill Bill Society. Nei Tumi or Ager Maton, where's this song from? I've not heard of this name. And some people also made the formulaic America Great films. Yes, and that was liked by liberals back then. সৃজিতের উইঙ্কল টুইঙ্কল ব্যান হতে পারে? I don't think so. Winkle Twinkle was against CPIM, no, so it won't be banned. Someone asked DeepSeek about freedom of speech in China in Marathi language. Guess what? It actually agreed about that China suppresses it. Oh my god. Elon Musk को कॉल जाएगा कल सुबह. What do you appreciate about being a Bengali? Very good question. Two things. It's kind of one and a half things. First is truly understanding, valuing knowledge, books. Now, if the knowledge and books, they are themselves corrupted, the brains will also be corrupted. But even today, I think some of the stuff that's done by Bengalis, or some of the stuff that Bengali right-wingers have the potential to do, that cannot be done by non-Bengalis in the country. Am I being racist? I believe that there are stuff that other people also can do that Bengalis can't do. I believe Marathis and Bengalis might be a different breed in some things in which only they can excel at. And there are, again, some things which even Marathis won't excel at, but Bengalis can, and some feels that Marathis can excel at, but Bengalis can't. I'm being very non-racist here. But the way to use narratives, win narratives, create narratives, use it as propaganda, use it as a tool for power, truly evil in some sense, truly Nietzschean in some sense, using their Christian morality as a facade, but using it only for power, only to accumulate power. That's a genius move if it's done for a good cause. So that's what I like about being Bengali, that I was born into this culture, and because of being Bengali, because of being in a Bengali circle, because of having proximity with Brahmin Boido Caste culture, I have some skills that if I had to gather as a non-Bengali, I would have to work thrice as hard than I have done till now. And the second thing I like about being Bengali is the personalities like Deep Haldar, Sanjeev Sanyal, whom I've had the privilege of meeting. They are a fucking goddamn different species. And a lot of Bengalis at one point were like that. So if I'm a descendant of those people, those kinds of people who are not that many in numbers today, I'm really happy being Bengali. Opinion on class 6 NCRT books changed. Sanjeev sir co-chaired, I think. I've heard about this, but I don't know the details of what has been changed, so I can't comment. Okay. Former band's bassist is calling me up. I think they are going to do a new song. What a hilarious situation, भाई. बंगाल का इकोनॉमी का हाल ऐसा है कि मैं अकेला मेंबर हूं उस बैंड से जो कि आज कोलकाता में है. वोकलिस्ट दिल्ली में है, और एक गिटारिस्ट वो दिल्ली में है, बेसिस्ट दिल्ली में है. ड्रमर ने ड्रमिंग छोड़ दिया है. वो तीनों बैठ के अपना साइड प्रोजेक्ट चला रहे हैं और मैं मिक्स कर रहा हूँ कोलकाता में बैठ के. सोशियोलॉजी इज लाइक भोसरी के हम लोगों का साइकोलॉजी को पढ़ के उनके मैनिपुलेट करके पावर में रहेंगे. बोथ द स्टडी ऑफ सोशियोलॉजी इकोनॉमिक्स इज kind of what I just discussed. Is neoliberalism better? What's your take? Dipankar Banerjee, you'll have to complete the sentence. Better than what? Better than North Korea? America, Cuba, America for sure. I would want to be born in Pakistan. Yes. I would like Venezuela. See if you study well and do good for yourself. USA is fine. Bangladesh, hilarious questions, comments. I'm an introvert who sometimes stutters and avoids going outside or meeting friends. How can I overcome this? भाई डीपी में तो भाई चैड फकबॉय का डीपी लगा रखा है. तुम कैसे इंट्रोवर्ट बन गए? Let me think. Because if you have a good pretty good style sense, you like to pose and stuff for a DP, then I don't think you are really an introvert. You just have more boundaries. You are a more reserved person, and I don't see a problem with that. Why does everyone have to go around party and stuff? But you are talking about stuttering. Stuttering is a thing that I think comes and goes in phases. This is a tough question. I have some answers. I'm thinking how to really say it without knowing you too well. By the way, avoiding going outside and meeting friends might be a sign of clinical depression as well. Make sure you really work out and don't have too much lower abdomen fat, because that fucks your hormones up. You get too much estrogen and your brain stops functioning properly, and your depression goes higher. Make sure you don't have too much fat in your lower abdomen. And as for the stuttering part, I don't know, man. The people who I knew used to stutter and don't anymore. For them, it randomly went away when they felt really powerful by doing things they were really having fun doing. Okay, like they got into professions where they were really enjoying it and had a sort of a self confidence that yeah, I'm a big important person now. उससे stuttering चला गया उनका. उससे ज़्यादा I can't say. What about gun violence in Texas? Why Texas? Gun violence is there in every part of the country in USA, and it started mainly after 2008-10 because of a mental health pandemic. Everyone is high up on SSRIs and ADHD, anxiety medicines that are given to kids who are a little too energetic in the classrooms. It's their mental health propaganda and pharmaceutical industry who have created this situation. The gun rights have been there since 1791. The school shootings have shot up after 2008, 10, etc. Okay. Texas specifically because it builds a kind of person that I think is a very complete person. Well, Dada, you said you were well endowed. I did not say. I said that I thought that just because I'm black, I'm not saying I'm not well endowed. I'm saying that I was. That's not what I said last day. I was saying that yes, if I am dark skinned, that will by default mean that I'm going to become well endowed someday. Karpatri, yeah. Dada, do you only do Mudkar based workout or also incorporate normal gym workout splits as well? Normal gym workout, I think one or two. Like I do some shoulder shrugs with dumbbells on both my hands and lots of kettlebell stuff. I would not like to include kettlebells in just normal gym workouts because today's gym bros do some kettlebells, but up until like few years back, gym bros were only about bench presses and bicep curls. So I like to look at kettlebells as something way more respectable than that bodybuilding crap. Of course, I'm joking. I do have respect for bodybuilders and aesthetic fitness people. I just think they are not focused on functionality. They just focus on aesthetics. And what else do I have? Yeah, I do the shoulder shrugs. And I do some curls, some hammer curls, but they are in a combination with lifts. So I don't just do the hammer curls. Do you have many t-shirts of the one you are wearing? Yes, I have many plain black t-shirts and a lot of plain blue t-shirts as well. There's a company called Byford. Earlier, Agile used to be my favorite company for plain t-shirts. All of a sudden, I'm not liking Agile for a particular reason. I don't remember what the reason is. I think it might be that they have stopped creating the V properly in the body, or the round neck, I think, was a little deformed when I last saw a few Agile t-shirts in Durga Puja shopping 2 years back, and that's when I shifted to Byford. These days, all my t-shirts are Byford, Byford. They make the best plain colored t-shirts. They have a proper V that Agile is to do, and the perfect round neck I want. Which of the following things are you slightly more biased towards? Minarchism, objectivism, effective altruism, conservatism, and capism. What are your personal instincts? I know I've given limit. Minarchism. If BJP bans Grok, what might it prove? That they are pussies, cowards. Opinion on Yogi Ji's statement today that no corrupt Babu's son will get a job. Context, yeah, I heard about it. So, rationally speaking, it's obviously an overcorrection because no one should suffer for the faults of their ancestors. But my hunch is that even he is saying this as a casual threat. He won't actually incorporate this into law. ऐसे ही ऊपर ऊपर threat के तरीके पे ठीक है. It should not be a law. जो काम खराब काम कर रहा है उसको जेल में डालो, बहुत सालों के लिए जेल में डालो। उसके बच्चों ने क्या किया है, क्या गलत किया? Although in a twisted sense you can say that their children are beneficiaries of that uh, ill-gotten wealth, therefore fuck that next generation as well. But that's not how it works, because that wasn't done with the kids' consent. Why should a certified doctor only share diet workout advice? Isn't it cartelization and stifling the free market? I'm saying it for legal purposes, of course. I absolutely believe I know more about nutrition and fitness than every Bengali doctor in the country. Lyrics appeal more to tone deaf like me, maybe. Kobi Shuman probably writes better lyrics than anyone I know of. Fair enough. I think that is the case. You said you won't read Wealth of Nations, but you bought the book. Don't you think it's a hard book to read and understand? Gautam, when did I say I won't read Wealth of Nations? It may be 2-3 years back when I had a lot of views that I don't have anymore. I absolutely intend to read Wealth of Nations. I don't think it will be a too hard a book to read, because I've again read Nietzsche and read Sri Aurobindo, and I'm from an English medium background. I've lost the fear of tough books now, tough language now. It's going to be a harrowing time reading Das Capital. That's going to be tough. That's more dense. Nietzsche is dense as fuck. Sitaram Goel is pretty dense. It's not tough dense, it's easy dense, but it's very concise. Florida or Texas, which one would you have chosen for your retired life if you were an American? I think both are same. Both are equally fun. Of course, Florida gets more tornadoes, so Texas for that reason. Where are the questions? Can you think of any Bengali director who can make a movie like Animal, or at least in future? No. No one has the skills. It's not a viewpoint or ideology thing. No one has the fucking skills to do an Animal in Bengal. Varun Dev, he's not a trad. I found him a true Hindutvadi. Okay. I see. Holy shit. Please say Are Bhosri ke in your cute fashion way. Yeah. Why can't girls say these things? Culturally very rich in 1800s and the springboard for Hindutva. Yeah. Can you do an explainer of some Bengali kings or some Bengali things you consider others should know? Actually, Seven, no. Because Bengali things, yes. Bengali kings, no. Because the only Bengali king I do know a little bit about is King Shashank, about whom all right-wing Gen Z kids know more than about that king than me. And I don't think there's too much to really know. But with Bengal, I'm not really bothered with kings anymore, because let's see. After all, it was not a society where kings mattered too damn much. Chhatrapati Shivaji matters in 1600s, 1500s, because it's a situation where things are really screwed up, and Chhatrapati Shivaji is coming in as a savior. And in Bengal, there was no such savior, so I don't care. The times of Shashank and stuff, in that period, kings were not really that important. The kings you do know of are because of the glorificatory texts of those kings which have survived. Not all glorificatory texts of all kings have survived. It was a goddamn decentralized country running on autopilot because of castes. How could a king be important in that situation? Every historian after every historian says that no matter who became the king, if a king changed, nothing really mattered for the people on the ground, because no one was coming after their temples and doing genocides and stuff. Okay, even the war used to be fought on some war battleground on a particular weekend with a fixed time, sort of like a cricket match. They used to fight there, go home. The stuff that Borghese did, they were happening only in the 1500s, 1600s, as far as I know, even though I'm not a historian. So I'm not bothered about who were the greatest Bengali kings. If some Bengali organizations or Bengali right-wing organizations want to do it to rally up the Bengali masses, I have no problem. But I don't find any importance in looking for those things. I have enough inspiration from Chhatrapati Shivaji, and to be fair, I have enough inspiration from Veer Savarkar up to my gills here for any other to need any other inspiration from any other king. Okay, Bengali things you consider others should know. Bengalis should know a film director like Anjan Datta. They must watch his films. They will. No one will fully understand a film of a different language, of course, because of the internal jokes and dynamics of specific words. But Anjan Datta is a director, especially his movies Bong Connection, Chalo Let's Go, Madly Bangali, need to be watched by the entire country, and with a degree of compassion and empathy as well, because not everyone might like Chalo Let's Go and Madly Bangali today in a climate of web series and TV shows where things have really uh, gathered steam and a lot of fresh new stuff is happening. But Anjan Datta was doing that stuff in 2006-7. And Bong Connection is, I think, timeless. Chalo Let's Go and Madly Bangali might not be timeless, but Bong Connection, though, everyone must watch. What are the things? Bengal's rock music scene, which is the best in the history of the country. A lot of people say that a lot of Mumbai, Bangalore, and Shillong-based rock bands were really great. I have never liked rock music outside Bengal. Metal, every other state has done some good job in, but purely rock music, no. What are the things from Bengal that people don't already know? People must realize Bengal's casteism, and if you understand Bengal's casteism, you will truly understand what caste is. That the fact that castes are status groups. It's all about exclusive groups with specific consumption patterns, and that it starts with economics, of course. The position of a person starts off with economics, but very, very soon it ceases to be just economics. It starts being a host of other things. It becomes about show off, metaphysical desire, status, honor. All of those things come in right after the stage of economics is done with, and that is what creates castes. And the genius of Bengal is that they convince the entire country, the entire world, that there is no casteism in Bengal. Meanwhile, it's as casteist, if not more casteist, than any other state in the country. Post delimitation, do you think Yogi will be unstoppable as he gets loved in Hindi heartland? Who will stop him? I don't think delimitation will be that pro BJP as people think. At least Amit Shah has said that we will make sure not too many people get hurt, because the people who have who bought into the Malthusian model of population and therefore controlled population and therefore don't have too much population, they should not suffer, etc. So I don't think it's going to be that blatantly pro BJP. But Yogi is going to be unstoppable no matter what the fuck. Everyone wants Yogi. He's the people's prime minister. Even Jyoti Basu was different species. Since you are ex-commie, how do you view commie kids who can well be libertarians of the future? Good question. Let me have a sip of coffee. Oh. Commie kids who are today kids, there's a big problem with them, guys. And Buddha, you know this. When we were commies, we were not blatantly anti-society in every fucking context and in every fucking way possible. We were not anti-nation in every fucking situation, right? Maybe some specific commies in our generation who were specifically brought up by absolutely hardcore nutjob ideologue commie parents, maybe they were like that, but not the majority of us commies. We always thought proudly of our country. We always had respect for the Indian Army. We always cheered for our cricket team and stuff. Today's commies, in everything that relates to their country, will bring up that, oh, Indian Army does not deserve respect because rapes in Kashmir or Northeast. India as a country does not deserve any respect because Sati Pratha, or and stuff like that. So even they can be libertarians. if a shift does happen, it's going to happen anyway. But the journey is going to be longer for those guys because we were not completely anti-nationalist. They are. দাদা তোমার এক্স অ্যাকাউন্টে কিছু কমেন্ট করেছি। I was digging up Jyoti Basu's wiki page last time. Oh yeah, I read that. Excuse me. How do you articulate or rather debate so well in English? I think in written word there is no gap, but you speak better. Did you debate in your school days? No, I was very bad in studies. No one's going to ask me to debate. I got. Am I good at this? I think it was a personality shift, Buddhadev. It wasn't there with me forever because of the bullying and stuff. Since I had to stand up for myself ever since I was a child, the moment I started standing up for myself finally from class 6, 7 onwards, I started looking at everything as a goddamn fight, as a confrontation, and I'm always on fight mode. And I'm always on beating back and counter punching mode. And then of course listening to people, Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, reading Ben Shapiro's book, all that stuff helped as well. Depression is a myth. Do MMA, get a good diet. Rambo, depression is a myth for most people. It's not myth for each and every depressed person, okay? Because I have one stark dark fact, which is many people who are fit as fuck, okay? People who have fitness that you could only dream of achieving someday. Even some people like that also commit suicide. Therefore, depression exists. It is a reality, but not for all the people today diagnosed as depressed. That's what I'll concede. Pathophysiology. No, Rishi, no. Closet Alex Jones. नहीं भाई, लोअर एब्डोमेन में ही एस्ट्रोजन जमा होता है. What's your take on neoliberalism? Is it better than hardcore conservatism and stupid as leftism? Yes. But why call it neoliberalism? I don't want the baggage of Democratic Party, bro. Why are Indian men so obsessed with getting big? It's kind of weird considering we have always been slim and strong people. Arey bhai, Anand. See the depiction of Lord Ram in Adipurush. Why did everyone hate that? Why did people like Lord Ram's the depiction of Lord Ram in RRR? Because even we intuitively know what was Lord Ram was supposed to look. जंगल में बैठ के प्रोटीन शेक खाता है, पूरा दिन पावर लिफ्टिंग करते थे क्या? वैसा बॉडी कैसे होता है? And even then, have you all seen the VFX breakdowns of Adipurush, why it sucked and stuff? वहां पे the guy was an Assamese guy, does VFX breakdowns and stuff. He was saying that a lot of his biceps and triceps were increased artificially in CGI as well. Today I'm in a mood to not curse, but what? Why would you do that? Is Prabhas's physique really bad that you have to make it artificially big? His arms have to be artificially big. Are only bodybuilding competition and Mr. India, Mr. Olympia people going to watch Adipurush? What insane views about Indian bodies? There's a live on Vimarsh. Oh, on what? If someone were to gift you a custom guitar, what would be your dream build? A Telecaster with Crunch Lab, not Crunch Lab, maybe some bare knuckle pickups, or a mayonnaise style guitar, but which probably won't be alive in India's climate for too long. I like the Telecaster design only, but for metal. I like the Telecaster sound, but since I don't play that sound only, it's best to have one Telecaster for metal specifically and one Telecaster for doing Telecaster-y things. I have this Les Paul model because it's so diverse. This one diversity का D भी नहीं था उसमें, ठीक है? कहाँ पे? हाँ, ये जो सिल्वर कलर, इसमें मेटल के अलावा कुछ भी बजाने जाता. Oh my god, it's an absolute torture because of the way its position is. You can only play the best of riffs on this. You can't even play good solos on this because it's actually weighted this way. Okay, if you don't hold this guitar with your elbow, you leave this guitar goes upside down like this. Okay, but this guitar, this Cort Les Paul, oh my god, it's so versatile. You can't play deathcore stuff with it probably. unless if you have a good pickup. I have a crunch lab, so it does a pretty good job of metal as well. But even non-metal, any kind of genre, I played this guitar for my metal riffs and on Iloma Barite. Okay, can you believe it? Such a diverse guitar. I could not have played this one in Iloma Barite. The Antara of Iloma Barite. There's clean tone guitar parts, no? There are ambient clean guitar lines playing behind. The tone is from Pliny's tone, Pliny the famous guitarist, and his band is also called Pliny, his archetype tone. And the distortions in the rest of the song, I've played rhythm distortions, which is very less audible. It's mainly to lock the dhak. It's to enhance the beat of the dhak. Just normal casual rhythm. Jing, 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 jing. That tone is also from Pliny, but I did all that with this guitar only. Do you use Kindle? No, I don't have a tab. Or what's it called? iPad. What's your opinion on BJP cancelling celebration of Bihar Divas in Assam after huge protest from regional ethnic organizations like Asul Achit Sena and Alpha? Why don't BJP Bengal do that? This is, see, whatever BJP does, it's mainly 90% going to be for election dynamics, right? Electoral politics. So Assam's voting dynamics is different. Bengal's voting dynamics is different. You can get away with some things specifically in Bengal, and you can't get away with some things in Bengal. In Assam, you can get away with a different set of things, and you can't get away with a different set of things in Assam. So in this case, it works for Bengal. It doesn't work for Assam. If you are saying whether I agree with it or not, then no. How do you see the direction that America is going into? I think Trump will be the last emperor of US empire. The people, if you see the way they behave now, they will elect left-wing president in 2028. 2032 probably. 28 might be Republicans. Don't need to wait until they ban grog. They are already if you are called at any Hindu channel platform as a guest to talk on some topic, will you go, or do you think you haven't reached to that level? No. Utna humility hai nahi mera. Long back I went to a sort of a Hindu Indic discussion channel. That guy was friends with some of our viewers. They recommended me, but I said some stuff, and that guy thought it's going to be too bombastic because he also works in a corporate job and stuff, so he never uploaded it. And I've been on a Tripura-based guy's podcast twice. So yeah, I'll go. It would be fun to discuss Bengal transition from discussing the leftist mind, what works on them, what doesn't, how to convince people, and caste, of course. You remind me of Mao, Ho Chi Minh, and Stalin, who mostly wear same clothes. Are you following? Gautam Varun, your question has many answers. The reason I wear black every day, these are not hierarchy and rank based answers, okay? I'm going on with all my reasons one after the other. First is, black looks the best on camera because it absorbs the ring lights best. All other colors reflect it a little, and therefore it's not full HD. It doesn't get to full HD unless you wear black. Okay. Secondly, I have a general liking for black t-shirts forever. I think it's the most. I have a real liking for white t-shirts as well, but it reflects so badly for the ring lights that the entire screen quality goes to hell. For that reason, I don't wear white too much, or white at all on my live streams. Otherwise, I would have worn some. And white actually enhances your body's curves too much. Okay, so since I have really good pectoral muscles, but when I sit down in this posture, they would look like man boobs. A lot of my friends accuse me of having man boobs, but those unfit, I won't use the F word today, those unfit screw-ups, they don't realize they are called pecs. They are pectoral muscles. They are in proper nice shape. They are not goddamn man boobs. I earned them with push-ups, but they would look like man boobs on a white t-shirt here. Thirdly, I like to wear something same every day as a sort of a let's say kicking in your muscle memory that, okay, if I'm wearing this particular t-shirt and sitting in a live stream, it means I'm going into that same mental zone in which I get into every day during my live streams. Okay, that kind of thing. What are the reasons? I think these three mainly. Dunning-Kruger effect on CSK. NCRT change was very minor and neutral, but significant, like extending time period of Acha, not mentioning RD and Acha. Nice, very good. Really, I'm really in favor of all these things. Have you read White Knights? No. Das Capital is crazy. I stopped reading. Yeah, it's going to be very tough. Have you tried reading Sri Aurobindo's The Life Divine? I have a good grasp of the language, but I can't. I have read Life Divine to a large extent, about 100 to 100 pages, which is why I don't fear any other English book at all anymore. I'll tell you what books have proven a little too much for me, but I am going to power through them someday with the live stream only. Nietzsche a little, not too much really. Das Capital to a large extent. I've read some portions of it. The main one I can think of is Sir Roger Scruton. I really like Sir Roger Scruton's works. He has one book on conservatism. The book is called A Political Philosophy. That book is pretty easy to read. He has another book on music, a philosophical approach to understanding what is music. Okay, a philosophical interpretation of music. That book is insanely tough and dense for me. You said about Wealth of Nations in one stream when I asked about 6 months back, I guess. Do you mean I would not read it from live streams or would not read it ever? Because I bought it only 7-8 months back, so I was absolutely going to read it. In your previous live streams, I've asked you whether or not Bharat will survive Abrahamization from the Islamist Christians and secularized Christians, and your answer is yes, Bharat will, Bengal won't. So will you explain your or extrapolate this thoroughly since you didn't in that live stream? Yes, because today the way people are waking up, and because of our economic prowess, because of social media, these views are not going to go away. We're not going to forget what we learned in the last 4 or 5 years, and we are going to go on teaching our kids for the foreseeable future, our future generations. So we have kind of been Israelified for the... What's going on? Why are people shouting? We have been Israelified for the foreseeable future, and that's why we will survive. Bengal is a lost cause because of the TFR. Raj Chakraborty. An animal light maybe, but not the full scale of animal. Think of animal not just for the topic, no. Think of the aesthetics, the scale, how good everything was, all the background actors, junior actors, everything. I don't think Raj Chakraborty has the brains to do that kind of stuff. Give a small review of Animal. I was very proud of my countrymen the day I watched Animal a few weeks back for having made this film a super hit. I was surprised how can that same country go after Ranveer Allahabadi a few years later. The music is pretty awesome. The only reason I say the music is pretty awesome and not the best aspect, etc., because the SFX, sound effects, Foley work is even better than the background music, which is not usually the case in Indian films. The Foley work here, by Foley I mean every other sound except the music in the film, okay? Like people walking, sounds of punches, wind noises, etc., sound effects, etc. All that was absolutely phenomenal and better than the background score, which was already really awesome to begin with. The look, the aesthetics, the fashion, the style of it was so beautiful. It was so incredible. It was so awesome. It was just so good. And I like the fact that they did not give any social message in this, except a bit of the Andrew Tate kind of things. But it was mainly a good fictional story. Just a story here. You want to listen to a story? Here's a story. You don't want a message? If you want a message, go watch a fucking documentary. You want a sad story about women or this caste or that class or that gender? watch those movies or watch documentaries or read some research articles, fuckers. Why do you want it in entertainment? But or The other thing that I like about Animal is that it's not inspired from a different movie. It's not a remake. It's not a adaptation of a novel. It was a completely fresh, original idea that was born in the brain of the director. We don't have many such things in Indian cinema. So for those reasons, Animal was really awesome. And I think what I liked most was everywhere in some dialogue or the other, right before that dialogue, that fascinating dialogue which impressed me was said, I was going in my brain thinking that, wait, what if this is the reply? I wish this was a reply. And that's how I react while watching every other movie. That, oh, let's say you said X and I said Y. And for every other film, I think, why couldn't you have said Z? In reality, that would have been Z. No, not Y. In only movies, you make up this fake world where you reply Y to X. But in Animal, each and every goddamn conversation went the way I wanted. I would have liked it to go. If I was a director, I would have made that exact same movie. I would not have been able to properly, but I would have wanted to make that exact same movie. Everywhere where X was said and the response was Z, which I would have wanted. And that was really, really pushing the boundaries of Indian cinema and what's acceptable in Indian cinema. I'm not talking about just the violence stuff or the aggression stuff. That's easy. That everyone knows that's what it is, Animal. But even for everything else, for the jokes, for the responses, for the character analysis, for the character arcs, for everything, Animal did everything that all other Indian films, especially Bollywood and Bengal, Tollywood, goes the opposite direction and makes fake bad stuff. But I'm not going to use the F word today. So yeah, Animal is so awesome. Watch Marco and you will feel Animal is nothing in front of it. It's some Malayalam movie. Marco. Yeah, I have heard a lot about Marco. I heard reviews of it from people I trust, whose music film taste I trust. And they said Marco was not that good. Proloy Part 3. Banter question. Which Bengali actors will be your choices if any Bengali director decides to make Breaking Bad in Bengali? Anand Datto as the chemist, of course. Who would be Jesse? Jesse would be Aryan, the guy who plays Shontu. Aryan is in my mind right now because I recently did a short film background score where he was the lead actor. And Anand Datto's wife should be Srabanti. Banya has mattered for a long time in the pre-modern India. Do you like slasher fix movies? If so, yeah. Whenever I have watched a slasher film, I have liked it, but it's not a genre that I go after it, that I really look for a slasher movie to watch. Not like that. But whenever I've ended up watching a slasher movie, I have enjoyed them. Rather try to read Hegel. You'll leave not just because the language is tough, but you'll have a realization that it's all, oh my God. Guys, what's his name? I have been listening to him for a month or two, but he has never formally introduced himself. And as an upcoming writer, wanted to get in touch with him to review it. Need help. Writer of what? I was a diplomat today. Oh, it's released already. And it's far better than Chava in terms. I see. Who's the director? I've lost interest on John Abraham movies because of John Abraham's unrealistic body and that same dialogue delivery of whispering. Kya tumne aisa kiya hai? The bit of the louder Salman Khan version. He used to be so good. He's become so unidimensional. So who's the director of The Diplomat? Have you all watched the Diplomat series on Netflix? That's also pretty awesome. Ritesh Shah. Who is Ritesh Shah? What has he done? Shivam Nair. Oh, Shivam Nair, not Ritesh Shah. Shivam Nair ne aur kya kiya hai? Ahista Ahista not watched. Maharathi haven't watched. Bhagjani haven't watched. Naam Shabana haven't watched. Oh, okay. Wait, where did the answer question go? Wait, it all scrolled up automatically. Let me scroll up a little. Sorry, StreamYard does this. Randomly scrolls everything up all of a sudden. Oh, yeah, got it. Have you watched the Bengali political dark comedy called Cholai? No, I haven't heard of it. When did this come out, Abhinav? দার্জিলিং দত্তকে হিন্দুত্ববাদী কি করে বানানো যাবে? এত সমস্যা লোক কি বাংলাদেশ? আহ, Anu Datta can't be made Hindutvadi today. He's too old for it. Just a few days back, he did his last play on stage. I watched Braishe Strabon. It was a nice film, but it was a copy and adaptation of many other stories. But it was, of course, nice. The final product was pretty awesome. Srijit doesn't do that anymore. His budget is too low to hire anybody for more than 2-3 days, allegedly. Jai Shri Ram Ninar. You found everything in Animal perfect. I think few side storylines was far too stretched. I watched it the very next day again and the day after as well. So on the second and third watching, I thought it was stretched, but on the first day, I was so like falling off my chair at what the hell was going on in front of my eyes in an Indian Hindi Bollywood film, that everything else seemed perfect. Okay, chalo, bahut dhakka mukki hua, abhi thoda shanti se baithte hain hum log. That was my vibe. The next time I watched, I keep fast forwarding and watch only the fun parts. By fun parts, I don't mean Tripti Dimri's parts. By fun parts, I mean the fighting and violence parts. By the way, Dada, in the security check, there was a Bangladeshi ahead of me. Security. Oh, acha. Don't you think what ancient historians did about Ashoka by ignoring him and highlighting Chandragupta was a bad idea? Because in such cases, as you know, the ignored guy can be glorified. No, Gautam Varun. Our way of doing history was a bit different, but also we don't know if the glorifications of Ashoka were not written, or were they deliberately forgotten by the masses because they hated Chandrashok. And our point of history was a bit different. We were not that conservationist people. Okay, we did not want to keep things frozen in time. Okay, so our way of doing history would be a little different. Like think of Chandragupta Maurya, Arthashastra. Arthashastra was found in 1910. The main things, the stories of Chandragupta that we know of were from Mudra Rakshasa, which was written in 800 AD, about things that happened in 300 BC. Maybe the other stuff got lost. And how did people remember it from 300 BC to 800 AD? So obviously people remembered it to write in Mudra Rakshas because of some other texts, or maybe there were previous versions of Mudra Rakshas, I don't know. But no one should remember someone just because they can be glorified later. We did not know that's what's going to happen. We did not know history is going to be written and taught in that way in later years. But yes, from now on, we are going to note everything down. That's just the world we live in. To all non-Bengalis, listen to Fossils and you will fall in love with Bangla rock. Srijan, I don't believe they will. Unless someone just likes the melodies of Fossils of the first album or Rupam's solo album. Other than that, they're not going to like it, because a big selling point of Rupam was also his bravado in his lyrics, which they won't understand. Retro is saying, very true, rock music outside of Bengal sucks, to be honest. Northeast rock music or even any sort of music sounds... And it's so glam rock and glam metal, and that insane voice of the AC/DC vocalist, which every rock band somehow, for some reason, copied outside Bengal. I can't fucking stand that voice. There were some, to be fair, I do like some rock bands outside Kolkata, like Indiscreet mainly, and Dream Out Loud, who played the role of the metal band, even though they were never a metal band. They played the role of the metal band in Rock On 1. The guy who got married to Farhan Akhtar's ex-girlfriend. Check out their song called It's Raining Now by Dream Out Loud. Oh my god, your mind will be blown. It will be blown. It's one of the best songs in Indian rock music history. I like Nada Nada by Avyal. I like What else? What other Indian stuff do I like? In rock specifically, non-Bengali rock. Parikrama to some extent. Wrapped in a polythene, tucked away safe in my mind. I like that song. And one other song by Parikrama which I like, which I like even more than this song, is that song. I keep forgetting the name. Oh, Am I Dreaming? Yes, I like Am I Dreaming a lot. And Parikrama's synth player and guitarist who passed away, Sonam Sherpa from Kalimpong. They were judges of us in a band competition that was organized by Z Business of all people. And Subir Malik really liked our stuff. He almost had to fight with the organizers to send a metal band in the finals. Everyone else was doing non-metal stuff. And there we met the band Parvaz, who have now gone on to become a very famous band. Parvaz actually went to Channel V Launchpad as well, but I think they had a different name back then. Parvaz is a phenomenal band that everyone must check out. It's two Kashmiri Muslim guys who live in Bangalore who do phenomenal music. But it's not, it's pretty rock only. But Parikrama, yeah. We watched Parikrama live in the finals of that competition. People, chorus bands, people could know how to do votes. No one must find it. This should be our secret that we take it to our cremation ground. Do you think our oral knowledge propagation has affected our understanding of history, religion, etc.? No, our understanding of history, religion has been screwed because of Christian morality and general change of power. When power changes, everything changes. The people in power change. A lot of things will change. In early 60s in Kolkata and Dhaka, guys were playing psychedelic rock underground. Yeah, but Dhaka's rock scene is not that great. Some art cell songs are great. LRB, okay. Feedback, definitely. Y'all have heard Feedback? I think you are too young to have heard Feedback. Maksudul Rahman. They have done some good job in metal, definitely. Orthoin, I really like. Miles is definitely the best they have ever come up with, I think. Right wingers will have a higher TFR than leftists. Yes. At least commies don't. Well, oh my god. Yeah. That was weird. My dear Dr. Ambedkar study history student friend's name is Charu. Nice. Charu Mujumdar. Ahaha. Buddhadev Agarwal, current comic kids are, yes, malnutrition e bhukta Charu. Today's comic kids are borderline Naxalites. We weren't like that. So I don't know how many of them will become libertarians. I have doubts. No. Many incentive structures are going to change. When we were growing up, it was cool to be a commie as well. We hadn't seen a right winger in front of our eyes when we were growing up. And when these kids are growing up, they're going to see a lot of right wingers, and the kids who will turn 18, let's say 10 years, 15 years from now, they're going to see a whole lot of more right wingers in front of their eyes. So their aspirational model is going to be different. Shiv Thakur to besh roga. Why do Bengali depiction of Shiv Thakur have a bhuri? Because depiction of any god or goddess maps to the look of the ideal man of that place. So the ideal man of Bengali household is a privileged fat guy. So hence, without privilege, you don't have a bhuri. To be honest, in the Ramayana, Sri Ram was described as well-built. Sri Krishna was described as someone who could fit into a boy band. No, see, well-built is even Ramcharan. Ramcharan is well-built, but it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. How to start an alternative type rock band for casual college guys? How to start? Pick up a guitar, think of some easy cover songs to get into a groove, get into a vibe with those people, and then start writing your own music. Dada, do hear Anadi Me, Anant Me song by Savarkar, sung by Sudhir Phadke. If possible online, I don't think you will get IC. You can't download free PDFs. Ask next time. Next time, please make audience interaction at 8 p.m. Or a little early. My mom won't like watching at late night. Oh. Delimitation formula, maybe on MP or X number of people. This way, UP Bihar will get more seats. The max seats cannot exceed the proportion of total seats state has currently. So UP Bihar will be enough. You watch videos on in 2x. I rarely join live as I watch even you on 2x. I watched only Narendra Modi on 2x and Ankit Shah. Ankit Shah and Narendra Modi. I think Gujarati speak slowly. I only watch them on 2x. Uh, I have to watch Ben Shapiro often on slower speed. I would like to listen to your bullying story if it's not bullying story. How many bullying stories do you want? I can start a list. Usual stuff. Uh, hey, black skin guy. Hey, dark skin guy. What's up with you, etc. Those kinds of stuff. When I was in surrounded by Bengalis, and when I was surrounded by Nepalis for the first 1 or 2 years, hey Bengali, hey black Bengali guy, that kind of stuff. My late second year and third year onwards, in the hills, most of the Nepali guys became my friends. It was just casual ignorance. Even they realized without any real, let's say, Martin Luther's speech from me. They were organically being racist, and organically they became my friends. That's it. Indic Explorer. I don't remember the name. Probably. I think Republicans were going to see a bloodbath as soon as in midterm. I don't think so, Ash. I don't think so, Ash. There's a chance, of course. It would be. It would make sense if it happened, but I don't think it's going to get to that. Bengali Alex Jones. New Deal president in 2028 will take America and take it into a place beyond repair. Do you push back even on slight provocation after bullying and then regret it? Have I regretted pushing back? I regret it if they become friends later on. Like with you, I did regret it a week or a month later, because when you and I had our debate, I was in full war mode that I'm going to destroy this fucking guy. He's going to be so embarrassed. He will not try to show his face in public ever again. That's the mindset with which I started talking to you. Then I later watched the debate, rewatched it, and saw that, okay, firstly, this guy is now being polite and still going on watching my channel. And even during the debate, when I was not really overtly rude, but I was being very stern, because that was the trickle down effect. In my mind, I was in battle mode. So on camera, I was at least being stern. But you were speaking with a nice smile and in a calm tone. So I regretted that. In these kinds of situations, I regret. Best brand of t-shirts and shirts for summers. Byford, guys. Byford. भैया आज मुझे सरोज बाला की दोनों बुक्स मिल गई जो मैंने गरुड़ से ऑर्डर करी. रामायण वाली बुक थोड़ी डैमेज्ड है, बट ठीक करवा लूंगा. अच्छा, कौन है सरोज बाला? Reaction videos, how do you manage to read comments and listen to the video simultaneously and not get confused? Because I watch more complex stuff on my own. So the stuff I do reactions on, they are easy stuff. Better to read NCRT for true knowledge, yes. ChatGPT said essays on Gita, the life divine, and the synthesis of yoga would be great combo. Nice. Very profound too. He used to make videos on integral yoga 10-12 years ago. They are real gems, I see. In chronological order, I mentioned Bengal will survive, it will thrive. Joy Madurga. Well, I think Madurga prefers India more. She wants to save India as well. It's not like she has any borders. Do a live stream for delimitation. I don't know much about delimitation. Where are the questions? Which house do you belong to and why? Harry Potter. Which is your favorite character? Sirius Black. Draco Malfoy I didn't really like in the books, but the way Draco Malfoy was depicted in the movie, man, oh my god. It made me like Draco Malfoy a little. I've said this before, right? That the Harry Potter books are here, the movies are here. But Draco Malfoy's portrayal is the opposite. Um, I think I would be in either Slytherin or Hufflepuff, probably. I would be surprised if I got into Gryffindor. I am misunderstanding myself, and therefore I would be in Hufflepuff, or I'm understanding myself correctly and I would be in Slytherin. There's no dearth of art house films you just referred to. Watch and board yourself. Any problems you see in Yogi Adityanath? For me, he doesn't touch bureaucrats. Babus are doing so much corruption in UP. I see. Maybe that's needed in Gangster Pradesh, but maybe they'll go after Babu last post. Yes. You answered the question yourself. The only problems with him that I see are the same problems with BJP in general. They are not anti freebies as they should be, and since Yogi has more stark views, and since he's going to have the blessing of the entire country, he will codify into laws a lot of seemingly nice things for Hindus, but which are going to be an overstep, I think, which will have some negative consequences someday. When will we Hindus unite beyond caste with Hindutva leading us? And after how many generations will our descendants become complacent and fall to leftist? We will never be united beyond caste, I think. Even if we do unite beyond caste, for namesake, we will not be united as much unity, the amount of unity that is needed. So we will always have to rely on people like Yogi Adityanath and Narendra Modi. If we were truly united, we would not need a Yogi Adityanath or a Modi. But I've come to realize now, after reading up until the second last chapter of Janki Bakle and reading a bunch of Veer Savarkar's speeches, his book Hindu Padshaahi, that the India that Savarkar wanted to lead or wanted to get back to in some way, or the India that he imagined exists, never existed, at least probably not in his lifetime. I don't think in anyone's lifetime, and will not. Savarkar is better than us. His ideas for India are better than reality. There's a reason why Savarkar was forgotten and keeps being forgotten. It's not because of Congress. Everyone was happy to forget Savarkar. Everyone was happy to throw him under the bus. Savarkar is too much to digest for most Hindus. I've been listening to Andrew Tate recently. Damn, he's so misunderstood. He doesn't deserve the hate he gets here. My view is that a lot of people who hate him because of his the allegations on him, which he has explained a lot of times. So unless the guy is spending time in jail as a convicted criminal, I can't really be bothered about it too much. If you say on a moral level, why should someone have a profession like that? Well, because the women get into that consensually and there's a market for it consensually. You watch fucking porn, then you have to admit that people like Andrew Tate will exist. And I think Andrew Tate is the most inevitable and obvious phenomenon in a society like England, where men are treated like animals. So it was bound to happen someday. And I think he is. I don't know his personal life really. I think some of that might be just hyperbole, but his views and stuff, whatever he claims about himself, that's very Nietzschean. He is Nietzsche reborn. I didn't. Prosenjit Chatterjee can be a good guy firing. The only problem I have with Prosenjit Chatterjee is that he can't make an angry face. Most Tollywood actors can't make an angry face for some reason. Their acting has a block. The moment they give an angry expression, you lose all interest in the film. You stop being invested as an audience, subconsciously only. Their angry face is horrible. Marco is the brainchild of descendants of people who committed the. I see. Do you believe in legend or myth that crystal meth was an US experiment to counter Colombian coke? The Breaking Bad question intrigued me. I have not thought about it. I have not read about. I didn't even know about this conspiracy theory. But I do believe they were doing experiments on people with all that stuff, DMT and stuff. That Manson family massacre was, I think, a result of experimentations of drugs. And of course, Zizek is a Hegelian. Did you watch Sam Cedar when you were a leftist? Why does he win almost every debate against right wingers? He completely demolished Tim Pool on his. Why? That was fascinating. That was so weird. And you see, that proves that debate, the phenomenon of debates, phenomenology of debates, has in the end nothing to do with the quality of your arguments. Debating is a separate skill set altogether. What a weird situation. Tim Pool, the guy who destroys anyone and everyone, lost his mind, lost his all his IQ with Sam Cedar. How did that happen? The only possible reason, the two possible reasons. One, Sam Cedar is just a better debater, and he's a commie who works out. He's fit as fuck. Tim Pool, I don't think, works out that much. That might have something to do with his debate skills. And Tim Pool probably has Sam Cedar as his arch enemy. That happens. Okay, your arch enemy, the foremost person who lives rent free in your mind, to speak in MMA lingo, the one whom you have always debated or in your mind, or the one whom you have always been pissed off about, unknowingly, subconsciously, the one you have always respected, the one who has pissed you off most, the one whom you have always wanted to get back to, the kind of person or the persona you are obsessing over in terms of your debate skills. Okay, with that kind of guy, you end up losing debates. I know this from personal experience. There's one guy I keep losing debates to because he was forever the guy from whom I used to learn things, and later I started disagreeing with him. In the last 2 or 3 interactions, I have had good comebacks where he has not come back with a reply, or has ended up laughing the topic away in a matter of admission that yes, he was left speechless. But up until very recent times, even when I was debating every other commie, I was going on losing debates with him. Have you watched Kabir Singh? No. Bullshit. Prosenjit Walters. No. He doesn't have that kind of acting skills. Saurabh Das. Prosenjit is greater. Walter Saurabh Das web series. Jessie Gargi Roy Chaudhary. I don't think she's that good of an actress. Saurabh Das is a good actor, but he's too old for the role, I think. Shashwato Saul. Shashwato would be fun as Saul. Kaushik Ganguly, Gus Fring. Kaushik Ganguly as Gus Fring. I don't think so. Who would make a good Gus Fring? The Eken Babu guy, maybe. Who would do Mike? Monohar Aish. Who would do a great Mike? Mike Prosenjit, maybe. Is the Libertarian Party gonna support merchant guilds? Yes. I don't know personally, but what do you mean by support first and foremost? Do you mean will they allow merchant guilds? Then yes. Support no. What is your opinion of UAE Muslim but pro free market? It's great, but I think since it's a monarchy, it's a house of cards waiting to fall. It will always be a house of cards waiting to fall because of being a monarchy. One bad king and everything is screwed. I have zero artistic talent. Only fitness is the way for me to get laid. Amar shop mathar opor diye jay when you guys discuss music. Yeah, of course. If you discussed AI and tech, that would go above my head as well. Vikhyat is saying ask. Okay, no question, only ask. Oh, any plan to read Chandranath Basu's Bengali book live? Yeah, I read a bit of it. I think the introduction in our live stream long time back, but it's in Bengali. So unless it gets translated to English, you all can do an AI translation yourselves. Just translate it page by page. You do it as your own project and send it to me on PDF. Then we can discuss it online. Question to all Marathi viewers: why do Maharashtra law? So this is a question to Marathi viewers. Why do you identify as libertarian than classical liberal? You don't like central bank. Don't you think it's quite radical? Radical is a subjective term. Um, Anything, something that's radical to X is not radical enough for Y. So classical liberal is a more a cultural term, while libertarianism. The term includes a bit of economics as well, while it's also cultural. Do you have plans to read Human Action by Mises and someday? How to develop critical thinking? First of all, realize that you need critical thinking. I don't think too many people agree that you need critical thinking. Otherwise, people would not say that they proudly read only Garur Prakashan books. So, what are you going to say to that guy? He doesn't even want to develop critical thinking. He doesn't even think critical thinking is important. So, I think most people are like that. Most people are waiting to become the cannon fodder, waiting to become the kind of the soldier, not the ideologue. But if you want to be an ideologue, if you want to come up with best solutions, you'll need critical thinking, which means analyzing anything and everything with courage. Otherwise, you'll reach bad conclusions if you leave some things just because they are holy cows. Privileged, fat, fair guy in Bengal, medieval Shiva depiction. Interesting that both Sri Krishna and Sri Rama are clean shaved. Depends on the which caste was coming up with that phenotype and which caste worshipped whom, which class and caste worshipped whom. Dada, do you think Bangladeshi Hindus will save West Bengal from demographic crisis? No, because not enough of them are going to come to India. If they did, then yes, it could have been done, but not all of them are going to come because they are just too poor to come, and their livelihood depends on the soil, so they can't come here randomly with West Bengal's horrible economy. That's, I think, a later philosophization, a later justification. Thoughts on Ozempic? Where have I heard this term? Lol, I don't even know the term that I'm being asked about. Ozempic means is an anti-diabetic medication used for treatment of type 2 diabetes and an anti-obesity medication used for long-term weight management. How can a weight management injection exist? Holy shit. It's a medicine for adults with type 2 diabetes, along with diet and exercise may improve blood sugar. So it's not insulin. While not for weight loss, Ozempic may help you lose some weight. If it's for blood sugar, then though it's important. If you do have the diabetes, then take whatever medication the doctor is recommending. But for weight loss, though, you should work out only. Thoughts on Starlink? Ninar, my Starlink view is the same that we discussed months back. I don't think there anything called privacy exists today. If the government truly wants to find out who you are talking to, they will. Anytime you speak on the phone, you have to assume that either Amit Shah or Mamata Banerjee is listening to you. So as for Starlink, I have a kind of 10% or 5% blind faith on Narendra Modi based on a lot of things. I guess it's just my guesstimate or educated guess even, that Narendra Modi, even if he does open India to Starlink, even if Starlink steals our data or takes our data, in return, Narendra Modi is getting something really awesome for the country, which we'll never know about. This is a huge blind faith that libertarians are never supposed to have, someone with critical thinking. But the only alternative is to go on crib about privacy, which is out of our hands. No one who says that we are going to give you privacy is actually telling the truth because of the technology, the way technology is today. So forget privacy. Watch Modi's old interviews when he's not giving these political speeches and full flow. He's so enjoyable to listen to. Ankit Shah has a slow problem. I have watched, I think, what's available as Narendra Modi's oldest interview when he was just a small-time party worker. He's sitting in a small party office with all countless numbers of party papers and stuff all around, and he comes across as such a genius election organizer and cephalogist. Okay, he speaks the exact way Shubhendu speaks today. Okay, a hardcore 24-hour, I mean, full-time professional skilled politician whose specific skill is doing politics and winning elections. Okay, that's a separate skill set. That's what I see in Narendra Modi. That's the exact thing I see Narendra Modi of those days, and Shubhendu of today. That he knows every nook and cranny, every alley, every borough, every neighborhood, every zilla parishad of the entire state on his fingertips, and says, there I have a guy to manage this, there this is the percentage, this is the demographic breakup, this is the kind of candidate we need there to win elections and all. That's the stuff he was hardcore focused on. So yes, I have watched that interview. If you mean speeches that are older than that or interviews that are older than that, I haven't watched them. Now, any idea on anti-Bengali sentiments by Northeasterns? Some claim they ethnically cleansed us. Is that true? Assam definitely had some Bengali cleansing. Further northeast, I don't know. I have faced anti-Bengali racism in West Bengal's hills only. So I have this much idea that it happens. Dada, Janki Bakle book session is amazing. I'm not interested in her opinion of him exactly. But do check out our membership live streams offer, okay? Because of the rest of the book, how awesome that is as well. But I'm happy that finally his other literature is being quoted, yes. And transitions and translation is also pretty good. Wait, Buddhadev has asked something here. He's saying, sorry for skipping the line. Do you think singing or playing an instrument is an art or is it a technical skill? It's 50-50. Good question. It's a 50-50. Because I know people who have practiced in their childhood days and in their adolescent days for hours and hours, but they just sing horribly. They just can't fathom the concept of music and melodies and what to play on the guitar. They keep practicing their lessons and horribly for years and years. And there are people who I know who don't do that much practice and still are kind of good, who would be insanely better if they did more practice. So the art part, I think, is there. It's just a certain bent of mind, a certain way your brain is wired that makes you think that way or to grasp those concepts. Where's the question? Yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, I forgot to mention, I'm doing one of my longest fasts today. The last I ate was at 3:30 in the afternoon yesterday. So how long has it been? 9 plus 34, 24. So 33 hours. Nice. This is 33 hours I've done previously as well. No, I think I did 31 hours. No, or am I getting the math wrong? Holy cow. 33-hour fast, guys. All I've had since yesterday's lunch, I had it at 3:30, is green tea, coffee, etc., and lots of water. You need to activate slow mode in live stream chat to catch up. I don't think I can do that from StreamYard. Oh, but slow mode, the people will have to even write later, so that's sad for them. Dada, will you do a live reading of Gita? I have one great Bengali Gita. It's by someone famous. Wait, I'll just check the name. Okay, I keep trying to mention this person's name and I forget the name. Wait. Yeah, it's by someone called Sri Jagadish Chandra Ghosh. Okay, that person's Gita I will discuss from our live stream, and the only English Gita I have is by ISKCON. Someday I'll discuss that as well, or maybe ISKCON will sue me. Who knows? So that might be too risky. You studied Nietzsche, right? Do you think debating or arguing is a waste of time like Nietzsche believed? There are a lot of people who are obstinate and unwilling to admit whether right or wrong. I believe debates are not, debates are useless in the sense that they don't convince the other person. I don't believe debates are for convincing the other person. I believe debates are a spectator sport which convinces the audience, some members of the audience, not the opponent. Gryffindor would all be virtue signaling leftists. RSS is Tatvik. If you buy Bangla Pakko narrative, then you hate Hindus. Wow. Any more questions? Let's see. I'll have to scroll down a lot now. Just before leaving in video interaction with a Bengali commie with you, he said engineering was banned because CPIM funded science and physics. Ask such people one question: in what language medium, Bengali or English? I don't really understand the question. So engineering was banned because CPIM funded science. Where was engineering banned? What the hell? Freon gali খেয়েই চলেছে. Dada, why I said that as a Marathi person, his poems give you a very different picture of him, and his political writing is very different. It's more, yeah. More gali. What do you think of the trend that young males are right wing all across the world suddenly? देखो, राइट विंग के साथ प्यार तो होना ही था. 70-80 साल से बोल रहे हैं कि सब लड़के भोसरी वाले हैं, तो कितने दिन टेस्टोस्टेरोन को दबा के रखोगे भाई? कभी ना कभी तो टेस्टोस्टेरोन अपना जलवा दिखा ही देगा. अब दिखा रहा है. Bawal. Is global right wing a herd sheep phenomena? Are the sheep following the wolves, or are they organically right wing? No, it's a mixture of both everywhere, in every right wing. Everywhere, left wing, right wing, everywhere there are some sheep, there are some wolves, there are some sheepdogs, everywhere. Sai Deepak said that Jati identity should be preserved, but discrimination and isolation removed, because many traditions have originated from Jati. If the state doesn't recognize Jati, you maintain your Jati on your own, and you don't do the casteism based bad behavior, which is anyway illegal, I don't have a problem. Anjan Dattu would be good. Gus Fring. Probably. We would have to shoot it in Chowman, because that's the best veg restaurant in Kolkata. How do you debate and beat on Ene Torkobaj? With being Ene Torkobaj, by being Ene Torkobaj, they start trolling, you troll the fuck out of them. Use insane arguments, just long as they're factual. Be a bad faith actor when they start doing those kinds of things. Don't quit the debate. Dada, why do I say that? Oh yeah, you said this. Do you watch Sam Cedar? What do you think of him? Oh, sorry. Yeah. You asked that when I was a leftist, did I watch Sam Cedar or not? Mostly not. Mostly I used to watch Kyle Kalinske. I liked Sam Cedar, of course. I found Kyle a little more entertaining. That's why I used to watch Kyle. And Jimmy Dore, of course. John Oliver. I didn't like Sam Cedar all that much. How to create a caste? Give tips. Castes are inevitable, Eke Brahmo. You never have to create a caste, which is why I believe codification of birth-based duties and stuff was a mistake, because it was going to happen anyway, or it was happening anyway, and someone thought, let's just follow it as a law as well. Today also castes get created. Every status group is a different caste. What's the definition? It has to be an exclusive group based on a certain status position, which has its own exclusive consumption patterns, i.e., what do you eat? How do you eat it? What sports do you watch? How do you watch it? What stuff do you, all the stuff that you do and how you do it, all that is your specific consumption pattern. And that's your exclusive group. And that's a caste. Read this link, Nirajan. Links don't show here, Tatvik. আমি প্রবাসী বাঙালি, আমি জুলাই মাসে কলকাতা আসছি, আপনার সাথে দেখা করা যাবে? No, I don't meet unknown people because of safety reasons, obviously. I was so afraid of first interacting with Mr. Sociologist. He found me from my channel only. If Nirajan posts cooking videos, will he get more views? I think I will. What is your caste? In the traditional sense, I am a Baniya who was very poor because my ancestors sold gamcha. In the real sense, I am either a Shudra because I'm a musician, or a Brahmin because I like to study a lot, read a lot. And okay, before Trad say that that's not what a Brahmin is, just because you study a lot, that doesn't make you a Brahmin. But yes, in the context that Brahmins existed when they actually had to do Brahmin-like things, that's the same as studying and reading and coming up with ideas and thinking over ideas a lot. Some athletes are taking Ozempic and cheating. Oh, everyone is cheating. No sports where athletes have to play that sport all over all the year is not cheating. All of them are cheating. In some sports, it's easier to get away with. It's sort of an open secret, like in bodybuilding. The law is such that you basically get away with it. Everyone knows you are doing illegal stuff. And in other sports, they have a facade of stuff. Ask your favorite Maratha period and ruler other than usual Shivaji, Shambhaji, etc. Even a specific Maratha house like Gaikwad, Bhosle, Shinde is fine. I don't know that much about Marathi history, bro. I only read Hindu Padshaahi. Starlink may open opportunity for us for US-India economic interlinking. But by the way, Elon is suing Indian government for not being pro free speech. As it says in the last para of Essential Hindutva, Hindu is most intensely so when he ceases to be a Hindu. He can start a cooking channel with Allahabadia. Yes, we are going to cook jokes. Dada, will you be in Kolkata or Delhi, NCR, Mumbai, MMR in July? And can we meet you in person someday? If you bump into me on the streets, it's a different matter. Planned, probably no. Agree with Savarkar's concept of reciprocity and disapproval of unconditional virtue. No, I believe that his idea of Hindu unity is also never going to happen the way he wanted it to. And why are you guys starving yourselves, man, practicing for Bhook Hartal? No, intermittent fasting, I just find it's really fun. Thank you for correcting my maths. Yes, I have just crossed 33 hours. Now, I always wanted to ask you this to a fellow musician to further the BBA question. Why are there not any classes or coaching for music composition, giving music to a poem or something? What's a BBA question, by the way? But anyway, there are classes coaching for music composition online. Yeah, good question. Why aren't there composition or music production classes? There are, but songwriting classes in India. What a brilliant question. I'd never thought about it. Holy shit. What do the music colleges teach? It only teaches you to be a good instrumentalist or a good singer, right? They don't teach you to be a good composer. Brilliant question. But I did many songwriting and music composition courses, online Coursera from Berkeley. And I did a phenomenal 6-month. It was not a course. I was going to learn more from him, but he left for Mumbai from someone called Swarajit Bhattacharya. Smarajit Bhattacharya. So Swar, okay? Swarajit Bhattacharya. So the 6 months with him really helped me because he's a phenomenal musician himself. He used to cover Dream Theater in his sleep with his left hand. He's now a big music teacher in Pune. What other question is there? No. If Niranjan becomes as famous as Allahabadia, will he be arrested? God. Why leftists suck? Acha. And they kick out. Yeah. First part of the question is, the answer is that it's not the same commies who usually do it. So when the leftist is doing the sucking, those leftists think that these are people of a peaceful religion who are being oppressed in this country. So let's build up a coalition. By the time that coalition happens and that coalition is successful, it's the next generation of leftists who are now power hungry and don't want religion, and vice versa. People think states matter. They don't. Already, every state is not equal. Yogi, far more. Yeah, exactly. I don't get the idea that jati should be completely eliminated. My gotra is a part of rituals and a connection with my ancestors. If jati and gotra go, a part of dharma also dies. Yes, and which is why I don't see a point in telling people that actively quit whatever your jati taught your rituals. भाई तुम अगर घर में बैठ के कोई रिचुअल कर रहे हो, उससे मेरा क्या कास्टिज्म का प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है? तो these are pure old school leftist ideas. These call to actions in your personal lives never work, and you will lose. Anyone who says these things to Indians always lose. But the state must stop recognizing the jatis, because the state is then artificially giving status positions to some people, and other people are getting pissed off. Then there's a fight between them. अपने आप से जाति सेव करो ना, प्रिजर्व करो. My claim is that you won't even be able to if state stops remembering your jati, remembering your caste. I think it will disappear in 2-3 generations. And especially because I don't care, especially because it's not even your real jati. Your real jati is what your profession is today. You have a special dynamic in more often than not with the people in your profession, at least the people in your office, especially who come from the same cultural consumption patterns. Then तो और भी तुम्हारे caste वाला है. So there you have specific ways of doing things, specific ways of celebrating things. Those are your caste rituals anyway. If you want to maintain your previous cosplay fancy dress competition kind of way of maintaining jati, even then, yeah, what's the problem? Unless you do illegal things, you keep them up if you can without the state recognizing. No one has a problem. Do you think we Bengalis would be here discussing Hindutva, being Savarkarite fanboys if Narendra Modi? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, Modi's victory did not save Bengalis, because Bengalis will not be saved anyway. But we would not be here discussing Savarkar. I would not be a Hindutvadi if Sanjeev Sanyal was not hired as an economist, because I found out about him from a libertarian discussion group. My reading habit was absolutely gone out of the window. I was making music all day. Though I was not going to pick up and read a book on ancient history all of a sudden. I was interested in libertarianism. I found out this guy who's has some libertarian kind of views, some pro-free market views. I get astonished that he's a Bengali, and for those reasons I read about his books. So and also that he was not any random Bengali guy. He was the principal economic advisor to the to the finance minister of the country. All those things fascinated me. Therefore, I read it. So it was in that sense that Narendra Modi's credit that I became a Hindutvadi. Why almost all Brahmins in Communist Party, especially the Bengali Brahmin? Because Brahmins know how to keep power. They have always known how to be powerful. But powerful not in the Kshatriya sense, powerful in the kingmaker sense, also being on top of narrative, not just powerful, being great ascetics. Asceticism is a great source of power, renouncing things. पैसा क्या है, हाथ की मैल है, that gives you a lot of purchase, a lot of power. मैं तो फकीर आदमी हूँ, झोला लेकर निकल पड़ूंगा. All that gives you purchase, social capital, not cultural capital, social capital. So, and Bengali Brahmins who are insanely educated, who got the best education during the British times, because Kolkata was the capital. Then when communism comes, those highly educated Bengalis who specifically like to only read and read and read, all of a sudden, all books around them are leftist books. All other books have slowly begun to disappear because of Hitler's stuff. And they also think it's time to think something new, because if you are well educated and you have critical thinking, you will always want to think of new ideas. So they think, what new ideas can we think of now? Oh, there's this thing called communism. Oh, and Hitler seems to be a right-winger, and right-wing seems to be bad. So all of a sudden, all of them become commies. Um, what do you cook? Love cooking or just doing cause living alone? I'm not even cooking most days. I can't really cook. Are white collar professionals technically Shudra? See, jati mapping into varnas is an impossibility. Okay, that's only done by Dumontian commies. It doesn't exist in reality. So, in terms of varna, it's impossible to say. In terms of jati, it's inevitable and it's very plausible. But would they be Shudra? I think you could get plenty of examples where, in some points in history, white collarish jobs were Shudra, and in some points they were not. Sometimes musicians are Vaishyas, sometimes they are Shudras. Sometimes farmers are Vaishyas, sometimes farmers are Shudras. In a video interaction with a Bengali commie with you, he said English was banned because CPI. Oh, I guess it was Buddhadev Bhattacharya only. this Buddhadev Bhattacharya archives guy. Because CPIM funded science and physics, ask such people one question: in what language or medium? Bengali or English? In Bengali, yes. Good question. Yeah. Buddhadev Bhattacharya archives had said that CPIM prioritized science over English, and that's why. But that's not really the case, and they didn't really improve the quality of schools anyway. And his argument was that all those great science professors we have today all over the country who are from Bengali medium backgrounds is because of the remnants of the education system that was left behind by their predecessors when they were students. Back then, Bengali government schools, Bengali medium government schools were really good. But even they uh, would probably be beaten by someone who studied in St. Lawrence, or not St. Lawrence, at least La Martiniere and stuff. So many Bengalis who are NRIs today, who studied in these English medium convent schools, are all of them bad at science just because some Bengalis became science professors after studying out of Bengali medium schools. There's no way to prove that or claim that. I don't even think that's true. So it's not like we had to sacrifice English to create science professors all across the country. Dada, do you think 2026 RSS can successfully, and the entire question disappeared on top of it? Yeah. RSS can successfully lock on Bengal. Also, can RSS help bring the persecuted Bangladeshi Hindus to Bengal? What do you mean by bringing persecuted Bangladeshi Hindus to Bengal? Do you mean hiring a bus for them or giving them work here when they don't know how to do any work other than farm? So, in what sense are they going to really even bring Bangladeshi Hindus to Bengal? And lock on Bengal, yes, RSS, BJP, everyone is going to lock on Bengal because I think they need to keep UP in check. And plus, if if Trinamool wins this time, it will be Abhishek who's the CM, and he's going to be further tougher to defeat because he has, I think, he has plans to revamp the state's economy, anyways, in which he will probably fail after 5 years. If he doesn't, he's not going out of power anytime soon, ever again, and BJP's 42 seats are gone. Is it possible to create manufacturer caste today if the need of the hour comes, if the situation is such? No, you never need to create or manufacture a caste. Castes always exist. Has someone bumped into you until now, as in your viewer? Yes, when I went to watch Savarkar, one young guy bumped into me and called up another young guy who was a viewer. And on the J. Sai Deepak meet and greet day, Shulil Chaudhary wanted a training school for composers. Aha. Ron Paul or Curtis Yarvin? Ron Paul. You read the other day, Moinat Bhomik said that Bengalis cheer a person only after seeing others are doing it too. Is it the reason why we become Hindutwadi? If Modi hadn't won, we would have been commie. Yes. Power. Yeah, that idea doesn't make sense really. What you said is a much better way of doing things, but it's definitely idealistic, maybe unrealistic. Not sure what the best path forward is. How can I contribute to RSS while studying? You have to ask that to RSS. Sorry, I just joined now again. Chola is available on Prime Video. Oh, acha, I don't have Prime. To watch that if possible. It's one of the most hilarious. Acha. Made fun of Mamata's policy decisions, I see. Who's the director? If Bharat Muni can write Natya Shastras, why can't Nirajan write Guitar Shastra? But my question should state recognize religions then or be totally blind. It shouldn't recognize religions. The only reason it's recognizing religions is because it wants to do minority and majority politics. Savarkar was against all of this. Was he? I don't remember the religion part. But if your laws explicitly say nothing can be done against you or for you on the basis of caste, creed, religion, sex, etc., or region, then why do you need to recognize caste, creed, religion, gender, sex, etc.? An Indian is just an Indian. Kushal is stringent on his annihilation of caste and varna. I don't believe it will ever happen. Status-based segregation is innate to humankind. But to be fair, Shayok, he's not talking about any kind of status. He's specifically talking about the traditional caste names. But I don't think that's annihilation of caste and varna. It can't be annihilated unless government stops recognizing it, which he won't support. Mentally अपने आप से annihilate वो नहीं होगा, नहीं होता है. What do you think, CSK? Yeah. Chola is an old film, by the way. I see. Not a recent one. It's based on a true event. Okay. Hi, Bhaijan. I'm late to the stream. Bengali regionalism will not work because Bengalis have been trained in things like Vietnam. Yeah. So, Bangalitva, it's too late for Bangalitva. Unless it's completely in the Hindutva sense. I did not see the character reveal of Kill Bill Society. Do you think the film is based on Angelina Jolie's life? No idea. I'm not interested in the movie. So I'm not following anything about the movie. Because BBA's technical skill versus art. Oh, BBA's Buddhadev Bhattacharya archive. Yeah, so I didn't understand what was or who was BBA. If one can teach someone to compose, yes, you can teach them to. Good question. You can't really teach someone to compose, but you definitely can give tips, which I learned from Berkeley's songwriting courses. And there are full-fledged 4-year courses in Berkeley for teaching people to write and compose. So they are definitely teaching a whole bunch of 4 years worth of tips and tricks, best practices to be more precise. Let me give you an example. Let's say, but it will anyone who has some brains will always have to remember that everything is just in the end a suggestion. It's a mere suggestion. If you can break the rule, do try to. Like Joe Satriani used to say, the famous guitarist, that I don't know if he said this or it's just attributed to him, that the way to become a great guitarist is first you learn all the skills and then forget all the skills. But if you don't learn the skills to begin with, then you can't be even a good guitarist. You can't even be a guitarist. So if you learn, why does Animal succeed? He knows specifically which rules to break, which rule breaking works here, because he knows those rules in the first place. So with doing a songwriting music composition course like that in Berkeley, you will know how to best make a song, which is a subjective term, making a good song in today's context, etc. But then specifically do nuts and bolts tweaks here and there, specific tweaks that I'll just break this rule, not that rule, etc. And maybe come up with a whole different genre. Like probably the best non-Bengali rock song in the history of India, Chulo, by Local Train. What a weird composition. It's the same it's like the same composition that went hit in the Animal song as well. Pehle bhi main, yeah. That's a kind of the same formula that was in Chulo by Local Train, that the entire song first in low octave, then the entire same melody in upper octave. Simple thing, catchy as fuck. I absolutely like both songs, but all the stuff, all the cool, fun stuff that I know about songwriting, composition, arrangement, none of that applies here. A simple formula is followed here. Even then, it works so well. So they broke so many rules. No one is going to teach you this in in a composition classroom maybe, that a great way to make a great song is that have a melody, sing it first in low octave, then sing it in upper octave, हो गया. ऐसा शायद किसी ने नहीं बोला होगा, but they came up with it and it had a great result. What do you think about Gen Z Hindus who do londa dan ladke ki mang and etc.? What's a londa dan ladke ki mang? In my opinion, don't call it a Hindu vivah, call it random BS. Mang mein snake poison dalo, but Hindu mat bolo. Gen Z Hindus. Oh, they are not Hindutvadis, right? I thought you were talking about Gen Z Hindutvadis. Oh, yes. Yeah. That's my point. You are doing a ritual, for God's sake. Why are you doing a ritual if you don't believe in it? आचारा करने के लिए तुमको किसने बोला है? हाँ, माँ बाप ने बोला होगा, तो माँ बाप ने तो ये भी बोला होगा कि मांग में स्नेक पॉइजन मत डालो. अजीब बात है. रिचुअल में बिलीव करेंगे, फिर रिचुअल में अपना ठीक है, आज गाली नहीं देंगे, हम अपना बुद्धि इस्तेमाल करेंगे. रिचुअल है ही आचारा भाई, रिचुअल है ही पुराने कोई ट्रेडिशन को एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए. आई एब्सोल्युटली अग्री विथ यू. Have you done some digging on what books? No, I have not done. What do you think of Varna? Do you mean, Nina, you'll have to elaborate on the question. Do you mean whether they are also inevitable or not? Or do you mean the ancient Varna system? Because no music composer went to composing classes or college. They either learned the skill. किसने बोला हाफ ब्लड प्लेन्स? इन इंडिया तो नहीं, yes, but in Hollywood at least, a whole lot of big time background score composers who are in their, let's say, 40s and early 50s were all either assistants to Hans Zimmer because they had passed out of a music college where they learned composition, or they were interns and they had other skills anyway. Okay, for example, Ramin Djawadi, he's a Berkeley topper in jazz composition. हमारे प्रसन्न रामास्वामी, okay, probably one of the best guitarists India has ever created. He's a jazz composition graduate from Berkeley. He's also an IIT Chennai physics graduate. So is his wife, who's a phenomenal singer. Then Mekal Hassan band guitarist Mekal Hassan, who got me into having a liking for Indian classical music. He's also a jazz composition graduate from Berkeley. Do you think this reservation system should be uprooted from India? Yes. Because it's discriminating? Yes. Not because it's discriminating against general category, because there's no point. You are giving some people privilege and some people a short end of the stick just because of ambiguous past occurrences, which may have happened in between some castes, but there's no way to know today in a genetic sense that which people were which caste 500 years back or 100 years back. And there's plenty of evidence to support the idea that there were caste jumps every now and then. So why? And then if this caste is high caste here and low caste there. Do you support Dalit politics, Dravid Bangla Pakko? I don't support Dravidian politics. I don't support Bangla Pakko politics. Dalit politics, not the way it is today. If there's a Dalit politics that's absolutely against reservation, then I would be on board with it. Just to debunk the mainstream myths about caste, for those reasons, in the Max Weberian way of looking at caste, if Dalit politics can do that and say that, see, we don't hate Brahmins, but we acknowledge that Brahmins, and in Bengal, Brahmins, Boidos, Kaistos, are successful for a very specific reason. And we, Dalits, are now creating this discourse so that we also can aspire to be as successful as Brahmins, Boidos, Kaistos, based on the cultural capital that they have in their families, based on how they raise their kids. We don't have that cultural capital, and reservation is not going to give us that. Internet can, free markets can make us prosperous enough to have those things. So in that sense, I would be a pro-Dalit politics guy. And I would be in favor of pointing out that if all the North Indian states of India are castes because of the caste representation in different positions of power, etc., then Bengal is also casteist, because it's only Brahmins, both those castes, who are successful in anything in Bengal. If all Bengali Brahmins are commies, how do you guys even find purohits for puja and stuff? Has it led to shortage of purohits? No, no, no. Bengali purohits. See, first of all, I started attending. I started sitting down through a complete puja, only like 2 years back. The last 2-3 years, I've sat through my friend's Kali Puja for the full time, and went to another friend's Lakshmi Narayan Puja that you do for housewarming and stuff, in the housewarming way. But I have heard all my friends say that those guys don't know anything. They just have a profession. They have some other professions. They just read off the book just because of a side profession, and because they want to sort of keep up the family tradition. So they have no problems with being a commie and a purohit, because for them both are about renunciation. Paisa kya hai, hath ki mail hai. Garibo ka kya hoga? Hinduism and communism, both is for them those things. Yeah, this happened. I have a feeling that if BJP cracks either West Bengal or Tamil Nadu, it will crack the other two. They're not cracking Tamil Nadu anytime soon. Tamil Nadu is prosperous, bro. Prosperous राज्य में कौन हटाएगा किसी को? और फिर इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग द्रविडियन पॉलिटिक्स है, बन गया है इतने सालों से. Let me have a sip of coffee. But they will crack West Bengal. But even then, they won't crack Tamil Nadu. That's what I'm saying. Even gender not needed. Why is gender needed? Maybe for getting to public toilets and stuff. It's not like anyone asks to see your card. But what is the gender needed for? I don't know, unless it's for reservation and stuff. We don't need gender. Can we legally walk around with a Chuko Nu repeating crossbow? I don't know if it's a debating term. What's a repeating crossbow? Oh, now then what's a Chuko Nu? What the hell is he talking about? I have no idea what this question intends to ask. Go. Oh, so you are asking that can we legally acquire these weapons? No, you can't. Any thoughts on film Khaki? I haven't watched it. I will someday. The most comical thing is the state recognizes religion but can't define it. Yes, Avtudni, exactly what I said right now. You can't be CST blind if people other you on the basis of your caste. People like Kushal can't say if you have caste consciousness you are casteist when everyone is discriminating against you. You can't be अच्छा इतना short form दे दिया भाई. You can't be caste blind if people other you on the basis of your caste. People like Kushal can't say if you have caste consciousness you are casteist when everyone is discriminating against you. Yeah, and the discrimination exists first and foremost, I think, because of state sanction of it. I'm 99% sure BJP ka for Bengal in 2026. How many seats and stuff? There may be some horse trading. If there's no market guilds in a village town in libertarian India, then how the hell is that village town going to have village infrastructure? There's no Mai Bap Sarkar. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a decentralized command, and there people will by default have market guilds. They will have associations of their own. It's not going to be trade union wings of a central party. How do you think it relates to our theory of caste as a status group? Is Varna grouping of broad statuses? Ninar, broadly yes, but if you want to really analyze society with Varna, it's impossible, because Varna is just too ambiguous, and let's say it didn't even have a hierarchy. It's just distinction. Jati is more real. Jati is more caste-like, and Jati was forcefully mapped onto Varnas because of misunderstandings. Do you believe Manusmriti has no relevance these days, at least among practicing Bengali Hindus? Leftists to boitake puriyei petta chale, but what about the general Hindus? I have read Manusmriti. I have found some insane things, some fascinating things, some absolutely mind-bogglingly contradictory things. So I think Manusmriti is irrelevant because of how much it has been tampered with. It's probably the most tampered with Hindu text there is, which is why most people moved on from it. Most Hindus don't have it in their homes. Okay. Like only today I was discussing this with Madam Political Scientist. Like how Prashchitta was explained in the Manusmriti, that your pap is not going to magically disappear. What bad stuff you did, it's there. The harm has been done, whoever you hurt and stuff. But the Prashchitta, the action of Prashchitta, that tough thing you are going to go through, that punishment but you are going to go through, the self-inflicted punishment you are going to go through is sort of a negative PTSD to remind you the next time you are on the verge of doing that bad thing, that, oh my God, no. Remember that Prashchitta I had to do. I'm not doing this once again. What a beautiful thing to say. There are many nice, awesome things and many things in Manusmriti, but definitely not written by one person. It's written by hundreds of people over many years. IIT physics se graduate hoy na, post graduate hoy at least. Amader shomoy hoto na. Oh, then is he a master's in physics? Holy cow. Chola is directed by Arun Roy. Two other political dark comedies I can recommend are Herbert, criticizing bureaucracy. Herbert, to yeah, legendary film by Shuman Mukherjee. No, it's written by Nabarun Bhattacharya, right? Herbert had really ruffled some feathers. Kangal Malshat I have seen in the movie theater. Kangal Malshat, Kaushik Ganguly is carrying that big tube well. Someone asks, "What is that?" And he says, "Tor babatta." El Subramaniam said that if you truly understand your instrument, you can play what you want to play, but if you have limitations, then you can play only what you can play. There's difference. Yes. And when you know at least one instrument really well, you will learn other instruments very quickly. Kangal Malshat is available in Hoichoi. Yes, I have seen Kangal Malshat. So you can skip, but what's your take on Bali Pratha? Oh my God, it's a long answer, Barbarika Didi. But someone has asked previously as well. चलो एक बार फिर से आंसर दे देते हैं. एक दिन ना इसका सेपरेट वीडियो बनाना पड़ेगा. Today I can't download this video and make a clip out of it because it's more than 2.5 hours long, so it will be about 5-6 GB. So my thoughts on Bali Pratha. In an ideal world where most devout Hindus are vegetarian and there's no animal factory farming industry, goats are randomly roaming about here and there. One such free-range goat who is going to die of old age anyway, some animal or the other is going to harm it or eat it up when he or she is alive, and it's going to start eating out bits and pieces of its body when it's alive, or it's going to die of thirst or hunger because it can't gather food anymore. That slow, painful death is worse than Bali, of course. So in an ideal situation where everyone else is vegetarian and let's say there is only free range goats, which they are kind of anyway, but all the other meat industries exist. In that situation, some balis for your specific rituals every now and then, I think it's acceptable. Today, I won't personally consume bali meat. I won't consume any kind of meat because I just cannot accept the death of the goat in that way for that reason. And I have a sociological explanation for that as well, that every society has scapegoats of its own. The word is scapegoat for a specific reason, because every society has scapegoats. There's a reason for having scapegoats, and I think we must replace goats with people who are on death row or lifer criminals. They must be sacrificed instead of goats. And the and but the main reason I don't comment on Bali or don't oppose Bali right now, even though I would never eat a Bali meat myself, is because everyone's a fucking meat eater these days. Meat eating is only increasing. Then there are other religions who are not going to stop killing those animals. So why should I only tell Hindus to stop killing goats? Fuck that. Who became a member? Barbaric Smriti became a member. Thank you. Hope you watch the Savarkar videos. Why majority of Hindus, especially the Brahmin Hindus, Hindu girl, are communist who are studying in Jadavpur presidency? Why? Why Brahmin girl ended up becoming a pro-secular communist? Oh, because of what I mentioned about Brahmins in general, but girls especially because of the narrative of feminism. But why Jadavpur and presidency specifically? Because they are the most, they at least used to be, presidency is still now, they had the most international level social science syllabus where this was propagated the most. Presidency's social science syllabus even today is absolutely phenomenal. If you have brains of your own, if you don't want to become a leftist, if you have the brains to, if you do some critical thinking, you will still be a phenomenal right-wing ideologue, right-wing social scientist, even if you study today in presidency, because their just syllabus, their academic rigor is that fucking awesome. It's literally a semi-automatic crossbow. Right. Do Brahmins in Bengal suffer Brahmin guilt? Absolutely not. Also, how did Brahmin hatred not didn't happen in Bengal despite the common narrative of anti-Brahmin? Because that was being spread by Brahmins themselves. So they thought, okay, yes, we are kind of atoning for our past sins anyway. So Brahmins in general are bad, yes, but that's in the rest of the country where they are not commies, awesome commies like us. We are commies, so we can do Morijapi. How much do you earn from music? Not enough to leave many things, apparently. Can you suggest some business ideas? No. Why not? Why can't we walk around with a crossbow? It's not illegal. No. It's a weapon, therefore you can't walk around with it unless you have a license for it. Even with license, you can't walk around with it. I have checked for basic talwars and stuff. Even for even that, you need a fucking license. Samadrita Ghosh is saying you are BJP sure BJP will you sure BJP in Bengal 26? Because I think BJP can't afford to lose Bengal, so they will throw in all their efforts this time. They won't have any other shenanigans in their minds. They want to keep Yogi in check. They need the 42 seats from Bengal, and they have a distinct face in Shubhendu, which they didn't have in 2021. So it's not, they just need their people to manage elections, which they will gather, I am guessing. You should do a separate segments for your arguments on fitness and music for the go-to video, not having to repeat yourself a million times. You made some really interesting and rare arguments. How much grams of protein do you eat per day? 23 grams from my pea protein shake, and let's say dal, some omelets. So I'm guessing some 40-50 grams, I think. Have you read Sufia Pathan's paper on caste atrocities in India? Can you react to it? Sufia Pathan is the one who wrote that other paper which right wingers really like, right? Ashish Dhar also discussed about it. Duncan Jalki and Sufia Pathan. Yes, that paper. Yeah. No, I have not read that paper. What was the name of that paper by Duncan Jalki and Sufia Pathan? But I don't agree with their view. But it's a nice, interesting view to have. It's a counter argument, credential counter argument to have. It's nice. I don't agree with them. Every time you say BJP is going to manage 2026 elections, it gives me heebie-jeebies. Because in 2024, your video literally said Hindutva returns to Bengal. It broke my heart. Yes. We had no idea of some of the things that can happen. We were too naive back then. If BJP won West Bengal, how will they change condition of West Bengal? I mean, what is their development plan for West Bengal, and how will you suggest to them? Aftudni, are you Bengali? A few days back, a BJP spokesperson came on our podcast. We had a 2.5 hour or 3 hour long audience interaction session with the person. He had some really great plans. If you are Bengali, do check that out. His name is Sudipto Guho. He's a JU civil engineering guy and financial analyst. Also has some degree from IIT Kharagpur. Really well-educated guy. Even other than that, what BJP will do, I think, is take law and order seriously and sell off large chunks of land as SEZ. That's how investments and job culture returns to West Bengal, and everything else falls in place. The biggest challenge is law and order. All the people who will go broke if they don't do illegal things, if they don't do gunda things. Some of them will have to be bought out. Some of them will have to be hired as BJP's gunda. Some of them will just have to be jailed. Manusmriti or Vishuddha Manusmriti? I read the Vishuddha Manusmriti, yes. So even in the Vishuddha Manusmriti, I found some insane things and contradictory things. So I understand that if the so-called real Manusmriti has even more insane things and more contradictory things, yeah, okay. It was not written by the same people. Why these intellectuals on one hand proudly say we are Hindus, we Hindus are not people of the book, but to attack or defend the bad things, they themselves refer to the... Yes. I have made this point earlier as well in the beginning days of my channel that Hindus are divided amongst them between castes. Hindus are not a congregating faith, but why are they doing so much congregating in Kumbh Mela, bro? Hindus are so disunited because of casteism, but why are they so united and are a threat to the Muslim community, bro? Hindus don't follow a book, but why do they follow so much Manusmriti, bro? All these questions go in tandem. All these are parallel questions that commies ask. What the hell? Leftists may try to read Shanti Parva and Anusthana Parva. They can find a lot of materials. Kang Almal shirt was funny. Yes, it wasn't really nice. Why are you making so many videos about caste? Good question. You already make a lot of videos on this topic. Because I believe, because of Mr. Sociologist's research, we have stumbled upon the best interpretation of caste. It's by far the most plausible, most realistic, and most non-ideological. And in fact, this is of people from all political spectrums. I think I have the truth. I'm propagating truth to you guys, and it's based on credentialed research. That's why caste. And it's very important that we speak of caste because both the right wing and the left wing has absolutely insane, laughable views on caste. So it's important that the view that I think is correct, that gains popularity. That's why. And I'll keep making caste videos for the foreseeable future until the time that our view, Mr. Sociologist's view, my view becomes the mainstream. Don't you think whenever Netaji's truth comes out, it'll also affect Sardar Patel image too, since he played a key role in suppression of Indian... Good idea. Good point. Yes. What jatis existed before Sena period in Bengal? Do you think jatis mentioned in Brihad Dharma Puran existed? No idea. Dilip Ghosh was made to run away by some Lokir Bhandar type women yesterday. How can BJP manage that? Because Dilip Ghosh is going to go with other people, with other women as well when the time comes. He's not going to roam about with election managers all the time. I'm going to say something different, something that will freak out a lot of people. I think there was a clash between Indra worship. Oh, acha, this is a different topic. Wait, StreamYard is hanging. Notably in Bengal was banned by Britishers. No one was really no one was really doing Nadabali anyway. Only some dacoits were doing Nadabali. Dacoits who were devout Kali worshippers. आंसर काफी हार्डकोर है, not gonna lie. I'm absolutely pro hunting. Yes, I have no problems with hunting. But hunting has to be done, the legality of it has to be in the American way, which is sustainable because there's so much accountability on the hunters themselves. It's not a government servant who's going around checking what is that hunter hunting, how many did he hunt. No, the way you acquire hunting tags, it's sort of an incentive for you to maintain the population of the animals yourselves. It's not going to be like our Mughal kings hunting. एक बड़ा बड़ा शिकारी शिकारी शंभू निकला, 10 साल बाद पूरा स्पीशीज गायब. वैसा हंटिंग करने से तो नहीं चलेगा. Boarding the plane to Mumbai now. We'll do a pranam at a statue. Aha, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj for you there. Thank you. Good night, Rishabh. Before talking of beef, sell your own body for meat. And I hope you know what animals meat I'm talking about. Oh my god. There are scheduled caste communities, Hindus who consume beef. Yes, I've heard. Dada, do you know Gorga Chatterjee family has Naraboli tradition? Oh my god, no, I didn't know that. Can we get another Gopal Patha if direct action day like situation happens again, or riots against Hindus? What do you think? Does today's new generation Hindus have such courage to fight against radical Islamists? Bengalis, no. There are a lot of Biharis to take care of it. Just just a while back, I had a conversation. Some famous Hindutvadi, that exactly this question: that what will happen if such a situation arises? What will the next? There will be one Gopal Patha, but who will accompany Gopal Patha? I've heard that even when Gopal Patha handled it, there were a lot of Biharis accompanying him. So that person said that how will even the new Gopal Patha handle this? If you ask Bengalis to assist Gopal Patha, they'll go home and read Sanchoita. They'll say that what would Rabindranath have said about this, and then come to or not come to join the fight. It's a bit of a hyperbole, really, but I think it can be handled in Bengal because of the Bihari population. How can Bengal keep Yogi in check? Because of the seats that Bengal provides, and Yogi does. Then therefore BJP doesn't have to depend on UP's seats. This Shubhendu versus Dilu that keeps happening in Bengal, BJP is upsetting. It's done. It's no longer Shubhendu versus Dilu. It's Shubhendu alone. I know a few Bengalis now simping more for Yogi than even Modi. Yes. I told you, Nina, remember we were discussing these things 3 years back about, I think, that when Bengalis become Hindutvadi, when Bengal becomes Hindutvadi, it's done. For the foreseeable future, that's all you are going to hear, and fun stuff is going to happen. Lada, what about you going for graduate school in social sciences? The schools in US are now more heterodox than ever. I don't have the time, interest, or money. Google fanboy, bhalo achi. BJP is done in Bengal. Are enough of vimarsh. दादा तुम black pill इतना करते हो. I try to eat like 130 grams of protein per day, not a vegetarian, although I grew up as one. Being vegetarian, it's tough to eat 130 grams of protein. That's the sad part. I eat eggs, but even with eggs, I can't eat 130 grams of protein because one egg has like 4 grams of protein. Some days when I work out really heavy, I do consume the protein shake twice. But the body doesn't absorb too much protein from the same source. You need different sources. By the way, it's interesting, West Bengal had no fallout of USAID drying up. Well, they are not going to admit. You will see in the long run. What brand of pea protein do you take, can you say? And do you have eggs every day? If so, how many? Do I have every day? Yeah, I do have eggs every day. Some days it varies between 2 and 6. And pea protein brand, right now I'm using NutraBay. I used to be a really big fan of My Protein, but they have discontinued pea protein. Uh, Views on abortion. Allow it up to 3 months. Sanjeev Sanjay is related to Dakat Pandit. You do know Dakat Pandit and his Yavan Mardini Kali. Yes. If BJP fails again into 2026, all hopes will be quashed with respect to Bengal. Which state I should move on then? UP or Odisha? You should move to Odisha and UP if you are above 28, 29 anyway, even if BJP wins Bengal, because it's going to take about 5 to 10 years for Bengal to see any normalcy, prosperity. If you are in your early 20s, then yeah, wait it out. Otherwise, leave now only. Nava Vimarsh is warning us of dire things. তোমাকে গর্গ taking pride about his family নরবলি tradition পাঠাবো? না পাঠিয়ে লাভ নেই. If Gorgo Chatterjee is proud of his নরবলি tradition, he's just going to say that yeah, this is why I'm a true Bengali and a true Hindu, and therefore BJP can't say anything about me. He's going to play that card. So who cares? BJP vote share in Bengal is nearly 40%. Tamil Nadu is just 10%. Next live, please read God of Humans and God of Universe essay of Savarkar. People will pause before calling him Hindu Hriday Samrat. No, hunting can't be allowed or disallowed based on the use of an animal. Everyone has some use or the other in the ecosystem. Hunting of no animals is allowed in India, right? Again, morality. Faltuka morality. What are your info on food, health, and fitness? What do you mean info on food, health, and fitness, Ashkacham? Could you be more specific? West Bengal people have returned to sanity except those who take Mamta's freebies. Oh, Moina Bhattacharya is also giving us dire warnings. Try Sattu Chattu, almost equivalent protein to chicken. Sattu has 6 grams of protein in a glass. Won't matter for a guy who works out. Do you disagree with Sufia Pathan paper? I don't know about the specific paper you mentioned. I'll just read the name and I'll remember what I disagree about it. Wait. Papers and books, unread papers. Duncan Jalki Sufia Pathan. On the difficulty of refuting or confirming the arguments about the caste system. Yeah. She's saying that the data is such that we can't really confirm even. It's almost too ambiguous to talk about it. I'm saying that it's not ambiguous. Casteism happened. It's inevitable. It happens everywhere. It has happened forever everywhere, and it will go on happening everywhere. It happens in even today, even in things and situations where you don't even consider it a caste, like in many वो सोसाइटी अपार्टमेंट कॉम्प्लेक्स जो होता है वैसे फ्लैट्स में लिफ्ट्स में बोला जाता है कि नो मिल्कमैन इज अलाउड टू एंटर दैट लिफ्ट. ओके, many Bengali comics were sharing sharing those pictures a few days back, saying that on Independence Day specifically, that you see, is this the independence we wanted? We haven't let go of our class differences. That's not class differences, Chutiye. That milkman has more land than your entire ancestors had. Okay, in Bihar. So this is about honor, status, and notions of what is pure and what is polluted. Okay, the milkman is in a quote-unquote dirty or polluted profession because he handles the nipples and breasts of an animal, and things come out from the body, which we, by the way, drink, and he's going to carry that up in the elevator where we nice cool people with clean clothes stand. That's not gonna happen. That's status. That's statusism. That's status-based bad behavior. That is caste. That is casteism. So think of it with the traditional caste lens, that some specific groups of people in specific professions are not allowed to enter specific spaces. What the hell is that if not casteism? So I believe in the Declan Quigley, Nicholas Dirks, Max Weber way of looking at caste. When are you leaving Bengal? As soon as possible. তোমাকে ইমেলে মিত্রখিন আর্কাইভটা পাঠালাম, পড়বে কবে? I'll finish some of the books first, the Savarkar books, and then probably. Oh, what are your info sources on food, health, and fitness, or maybe even the martial arts? Good question. Huge hours and hours of listening to Joe Rogan, all the athletes, trainers, nutritionists that he has brought on, including genetics professor of Harvard discussing intermittent fasting and stuff, and a channel called Thomas DeLauer. And I've forgotten the names of other channels who discuss intermittent fasting because I don't need to learn those anymore because I already know what to do. But many channels that Thomas DeLauer collaborates with or used to collaborate with back when I started intermittent fasting to 2020 onwards, back then. And Joe Rogan's discussions with all the nutritionists, plus especially the one with Firaz Zahabi. That's great, really great for fitness discussions, fitness workout discussions. Your basic concepts will be clear if you listen to the one with Firaz Zahabi, where Firaz Zahabi is wearing a red full sleeve t-shirt. Firaz Zahabi is the trainer for probably the greatest MMA fighter of all time, George St. Pierre. He's a Canadian Lebanese Muslim, Firaz Zahabi. That's one of the best podcasts on fitness I've ever heard. Why does even BJP not want to boost shipbuilding sector in Bengal, given the historical tradition? They want to after they come to power. Do you think Indic religions struggle against Abrahamic religion due to too much openness? Probably. But that's a double-edged sword. If you're not open, you'll be as stupid and without critical thinking as they were until they had their enlightenment eras and stuff. That chick killed her hubby, teaming up with her paramour. If marriages reduce, will single motherhood increase? My question is, how did the police find out? Do we have some real Sherlock Holmes kinds of people? You put the pieces into a cement bucket, and even then you can't get away with a murder. Who is solving these crimes? Why can't we find out the names of these people? This is fascinating. I mean, the solving of the crime. So, Hindu single motherhood is definitely going to increase. Yeah. Even if there are no murders and stuff, is going to increase anyway, because people are more easily fed up. They don't look at marriage as a sacred thing. A lot of people stuck to the marriages even if they didn't want it, because it was sacred, because God was watching, and also because there was no porn. With porn addiction, porn watching, the easy validation of porn, most guys are going to fuck up their relationships and marriage, which didn't exist back then. Who's shouting? Oh, it's my dog. So back then, the only naked woman you ever saw in your entire life was your wife. So you never ever grew bored of that woman, or let's say never stopped putting effort into it. With porn as easy sort of a kind of a substitute, marriages are going to get fucked left and right. Single motherhood is going to increase in every religion. People are going to get married in Special Marriage Act as well, even if UCC doesn't happen, just so that later on they can get divorced. Any more questions? How long? Oh, it's 3 hours already. Holy shit. Okay, let's end the live stream then. I'll just check a few more and then go offline, okay? Did I just hear you praising babus? Which babus? Do you mean bureaucracy? Is your dog watching porn? Actually, in a way, he is. He's probably watching other street dogs have sex. That's why he's pissed off. Probably. Congratulations, your son will have 2-3 baby mamas. Your kids are gonna be delinquents. Yeah. A normal Tamilian Hindu, the mother of the lady, told the police. Yes. What is the cure for fair skin fetish in India for the most part? Economic growth and prosperity of no. Pop culture. If pop culture eliminates or directors or the producers who allow directors to show non-fair skin actors as heroes, 5 years later everyone will have a different reference model. They shouldn't marry at all if they are going to divorce. What if we make divorce illegal to solve this? Interesting question. But I feel in some situations divorce is called for. In some situations, some very, again, it's like depression. Not all divorces today should have ended up in a divorce, but some definitely have justifiably ended up in divorces. So for those few trivial off chances, divorce should be legal. Can I increase height after 20? I don't think so. Can AI replace Tollywood? Not all the professions, some definitely. You missed my question above Tamilian. Wait, okay. A normal Tamilian Hindu, do you mean the question above that? If I want to send you a book, how should I send you? The way my viewers are doing today, which is you send me the money on GPay and say that you want me to buy this specific book. And you'll have to just trust me that I will use that money to buy that specific book only, and I will post a picture on our community tab and send you a picture as well. On what you said about Savarkar's vision of Hindutva, do you think that we are so diverse that superimposing spiritual oneness on everybody will not work? I think people are just too dumb to grasp Savarkar and too egoistic to grasp Savarkar. And the second part of your question, for example, a normal Tamilian Hindu is more Hindu in his everyday life than any other Hindu. He does, yes, even in Bengal. In Bengal, every village, I told you this story, I think, a few months back. A friend of mine has a Kali temple beside his house. I see kids and human beings of all ages, all genders in South Kolkata always stand for a few seconds in front of that temple and say some prayers and then leave. People wearing Western clothes, all ages. Okay, religiosity is not the problem. This is something Hindutvadis don't get. A lot of Hindutvadis don't get. Religiosity has never been the problem. Hindus have forever been religious. Only in the post-90s generation, some urban kids were not religious. Other than that, 99.99% of Indians have been religious. Religiosity is not the problem. We are solving for a different situation. And that has nothing to do with religiosity. As long as we don't understand that religiosity is not the problem, the lack of it or too much of it, it's not even relevant to the question, we won't really solve the problems. Now, if they suffer after marriage, then it makes people consider marrying casually itself. Marriage should be permanent contract. No, I just don't think people should be stuck in a torturous position with an asshole spouse. Last time when there was a riot in Maharashtra, Mira Road, the Hindus retaliated heavily within hours. Yeah, it was a slum area. Are they now deliberately targeting middle class areas? Yeah, probably. Are there no Bageshwar Babas in Bengal who can convert that religiosity to Hindutva vote bank? Well, if we have a Bageshwar Baba in Bengal, they will come after my channel first and foremost. So fuck that. Okay then, thank you for joining the live stream, guys. It was a great discussion. Good night. See you.
যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা সবাই ফিরে যায় যদি গহন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায় তবে পথের কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা আলো না ধরে যদি ঝড় বাদলে আধার রাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রানলে বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে আপন বুকের পাঁজর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না চলো রে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে